Let me just check it out here once real quick. Yeah, I think we are streaming. By the way, have you guys like checked out the streams, or like whenever you are having doubts, are you going back to it? Okay, whatever. So let's see. Today, I basically want to have a class on making a full-fledged project. Okay, fine. We can do that. And in doing so, I basically want to make this thing. It's an all project that I made. So this is a tic-tac-toe game. Okay, this will be the final outcome for today. Basically, we are going to play against uh, not a trained AI. Basically, this is a machine learning algorithm called like based on min-max algorithm, a type of greedy algorithm. Okay, so this is what we shall be making today. Okay, so you get it? Do you want to make a game like this, guys? कुछ तो बोलो.
Let's make Free Fire.
ओके फ्री फायर थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया. जो भी हो, ये देख लो ऐसे करके लाइक वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग एंड मेक अ टिक टैक टो गेम with all the bells and whistles that come along with it. Okay, let's try. So we can go to our codes directory, basically the Python code. Let's go. Let's fire up our VS Code. We can be. Okay, not this one. I think okay. No, this one. Yeah, right. Like at this point, the directory has too many folders, whatever. So let's create another new folder. Let's call it a complete project, a complete tic-tac-toe. Okay, whatever. So let's just move all the other things out. Okay. So do you guys have any issues with this kind of project that we shall be doing? This will be a long day today. So you guys are always free to just have your lunch and dinner and everything. Okay, fine. Chalega?
What skills do you require to do this program? Like dictionary? Do we need dictionary list or something like that?
What skills? Everything will be taught today. Don't worry.
Okay. Do we need dictionary and list also?
Do we need dictionary and list also? Yes, of course we need dictionary. No, not dictionary. We need list. We need tuples. Okay. For dictionary, we are not going to use it that much. So first, we are going to create a requirements.txt. In this particular class today, we shall also be exploring what are the good practices that a programmer should also do. But give me just 1 second. Let me just check out the stream real quick before I do it. And just check out the stream real quick. Okay, fine. Okay, so today's objectives. What are the today's objectives? Let's plan out this objectives. Okay, .md. So what do we want to do today? First, we want to basically make a simple tic-tac-toe game. Okay, tac-toe game using, let's say, I'm going to call this perceptrons. Okay. Now, what are these perceptrons? Perceptrons are basically like if-else statements. Okay, if-else statements, but like these are like perceptron like would be better. Okay, like these are not exactly perceptrons, but these are very rudimentary way of declare like making perceptrons. Okay, have you guys heard the term neural networks?
In biology, yes.
Okay, whatever Dutika,
In
have you heard?
AI.
Yes, in AI. Good one. So basically, we shall be making a simple AI. Okay, a very like basic AI that is generally taught in the beginning classes. So uh, hopefully it will be a fun class today. Okay. Then after we make a simple tic-tac-toe game, we shall be making alpha beta pruning. We shall be implementing alpha beta pruning. Okay. I think pruning is double N, right? Mm, forgot. Maybe double N, whatever. Let's go. And after this, we shall be making a Python package. Okay. Basically a Python package. Remember that pip install we were doing in our other classes. So we are going to make a Python package. Okay. Or Python module. Python package slash module. Next, we shall be making a GUI for it. A GUI for the app. Okay. And finally, we shall be making
Like
an
what package we will
executable.
use?
Yeah, let's see. Think the TK and all this. I think these are now available with the normal Python. So uh, we are only going to be using the package that is used for creating what do you call this? Binaries. Okay. So we shall be making a executable. Executable. Okay. For the app. Fine. So these are all the things that we shall be doing today. Let me just show you the preview and all these things. Let's see how much we can cover up in 3 hours. Okay. I shall be just taking a simple screenshot. And why am I doing this? Basically, I need to
Can
have
be
a sub.
launched in Play Store and available for everyone.
No, no, these are not Android apps. Okay. Like this is basically more like a desktop app. So that's it. Now, YouTube is not getting enough information for streaming. I don't know why. Give me a second. If there are voice issues, it might not be good. One class. Okay. Then after we make a sync. Okay, I think the stream is fine. Let's go ahead. Before that, we need to change. Uh, give me a second. What's happening?
Have you increased your base in the YouTube live streaming?
What? Have I
Have
increased?
you increased your base in the YouTube live streaming? It seems like you've increased it.
Uh, I don't know. And I don't care that much. Okay. To be very honest. Mm. Okay, somehow I'm unable to upload the file. Give me a second. Let me just. Why is it that I'm not able to? Yeah, now it has come up. So fine. Now let's just use this screenshot as the thumbnail. Yeah, done. Okay. And I'm basically going to be sharing this link. Okay, we can start now. It was just a little bit of. Okay, can you guys just check up if my stream gets disturbed or anything, whatever. So let's start. First, we shall be making a folder where we can like have all our files. Okay, this is a simple like tic-tac-toe folder, and inside this we shall be using a requirements.txt. Suppose we need numpy. Okay, suppose I'm just saying, and we need suppose tk. Then all this needs to be listed here. Okay, this is called a requirements.txt. Basically, this is a text file containing all the modules that we shall be requiring. Is that clear? Chalega?
So when we have to import the module, we have to write it in the code itself. We import that module.
Yes, of course we need to write it, but this is just suppose someone wants to run your program, and while running the program, he or she needs to have all the modules listed out, right? So he or she can just do pip install this again and again, or he has to write it out. If we give a the requirements.txt, no one needs to write out. He can just use a command like this: pip install. Uh, this is R means recursively from a requirements.txt, and done. Okay, all the modules will be installed one by one. So they don't need to make anything like this. Okay, so that's why we generally try to have a requirements.txt, which is a good practice. Now we shall be making a folder called a simple stage 1 simple CLI, and we shall be going into that folder, right? Okay, so this is a folder that we made, and here currently we have nothing. So let's basically implement a simple Python file. Okay, let's call it Tic-Tac-Toe simple Python or something like that. Okay. And here is our Python file. Now, what do we need to do here? First, understand we shall be importing different modules. So let's say we want to have the random module, because we do need some like basically we shall be using it while creating the pieces, or the, let's say, checker box and all, like checker box nahi, kya bolte hain usko? Like moves of our AI, or like whichever person that we are playing with. Okay. And other than this, we are going to be requiring different modules and functions, basically from let's say from the module typing. We shall be requiring list, tuple, and whatever. We shall be checking it out. Okay, what we are going to require, that is part of a that is like later part. While we are writing the code, we shall analyze and see that okay, we need this, we need that, and all this. Okay, chalega.
Sir, we only write import. Why are you writing from typing?
Okay, from typing, basically we don't need all the things from typing module, right? Suppose suppose it is something like
Like,
this.
why are we importing list and tuple? It is already in Python.
No, these are different functions. Okay, let me show you what is the difference between this as well.
This program was not this import code.
No, no, I'm showing. This is a different one. Let me search out this between this from. Yeah. This is a built-in data structure which is there in Python. Okay, it's used for hinting, providing static analysis information about the expected type of a variable or a functional argument. Okay, like let me show you. I think they should have a good example somewhere. Okay, yeah, this one. This one is the question that you asked. Basically, someone uses the tuple from the typing module. Okay, and they basically return like use this tuple here. Um, and or they could have used the Python's built-in module, basically the function class directly. Okay, and what is the difference? Until Python 3.9, you had to use this typing dot tuple, capital T, or typing dot list if you wanted to document what type the contents of the containers need to be. Okay, basically it defines the type that we want our variables to have. Okay, and there is this difference between Python 3.9 and 3.8. Understand that I am currently working in 3.13. And one more thing is that with each and every version of Python, a lot of the modules do change how they work and how they basically behave. And because they are changing in such a way that gives us more reason to have a requirements.txt along with the mention of which Python version we are running. Like a lot of things might break from Python, let's say 5 to Python 10. And all these things happen in a very regular basis. Okay. And this particular Python package helps us to basically have a consistent typing across all the different modules. Okay. It helps you specify a specific number of elements expected and the type of each position. Okay. And if the length is not set, the type should be repeated. Means suppose if I don't mention the length, like okay, I want to have a tuple of length like this. Okay, then uh, then the particular type needs to be repeated. Let's say I have a variable, say some variable, say FL, okay, that represents float. Then I need to have the number of variables that needs to be there in the tuple itself. Okay, it is just way more simpler and way more like statically defining the variables, just like as we do in C. So that's it. That's why I use the typing modules or the typing functions called list, tuples, and callables and optionals. Okay, they give us more like what do you call it, static typing for our variables or data variables
What
that
do you
we
mean
are
by
going to
what do
define.
you mean by static typing?
Okay, static typing means in Python, like if I have a equals to 1, and again if I have a equals to 1.0, then Python is assigning the type to it. Okay, and I don't want that. I want that I shall be defining what type I want the variable to be. That's it. And this
That's why you are
my
using list from the typing module.
yes, this is one of the reasons that I am using it. Okay, it
Let me
gives
ask
a
you one
more
thing. Before writing this code, how can I understand that this number of modules I need? So I am importing from
yeah.
right beginning.
That's
Like
why
you
I
know that these are required. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, you don't know that. So we are not even going to be like, let's say, starting with it. Okay, fine. यहाँ तक चलेगा?
Yeah, that's why I'm telling. हाँ चलेगा.
Okay, as soon as we are going to start writing, we are going to realize, okay, I need this, I need that, and all this. Okay, don't worry. लिखते लिखते हम समझ ही जाएंगे. Okay, चलो कुछ नहीं लिख के ही शुरू कर देते हैं. So first we need to have a board, right? Basically, टिक टैक टो में क्या होगा? Basic एक तो board होगा. So we need to create a board. So let's create a board. And now as soon as I think that, okay, I need a board, but this is a suggestion that is given by the AI here. Okay, is my screen visible here? Let me just increase the font a little bit more. Okay. Now, I don't want that kind of suggestion given by this AI. Okay, that it is using a simple empty basically list for it to be done. I want a very static board which is not going to break down. Okay, and for that, first of all, I need a consistent typing for it. So we are going to select a immutable data type, which would be tuple. Okay, so let's select we are going to have a tuple for it. Okay, and again, as soon as I just write tuple, you will see that okay, okay, that is just a second. Yeah. So this is what the AI is suggesting me to do. Okay, that to have a single array of tuple, and this array will have, so is this a 1D array? Okay, this has 9 elements, which should be like the 9 elements of the tic-tac-toe board. But as soon as I write, I could have used this tuple t. Okay, but then again, I can't have this kind of formatting. I have to make something like a different one. Now, understand that if I were to use some like casting like this will not work. This basically convert, let's say the previous one, str, whatever it was giving. Okay. Yeah, str, like this. Whatever it was suggesting, it means what? It means that it is converting a list of elements like this str. Okay, and these str elements might not be strings. I don't know what they could be. I want that each of the elements in a 2D matrix. First of all, I want a 2D matrix. Okay, and in that 2D matrix, I want each elements to be a string. I can't define a empty tuple because it needs to be mutable. So it needs to be immutable. Okay, but I can't have an empty tuple without any elements. You get it? So that's why from this point I realize, okay, how can I do that? So I can do that if I just import from typing import. Let's for right now import just the two things. Okay, list and tuple. So as soon as I do that, I realize, okay, now I don't need all this garbage. I can just have like str, and I will create just simple three dots. Basically will help me create the fill up the rest of it. Okay, and understand that for this tuple I need a capital T to use the tuple from the typing, not the tuple with the small
Why the
t
three
from
dots fill the rest objects?
uh this is a matrix, right? Don't worry. because I shall be using it for my board. Okay, I will be making a different function for it. Okay, just give me a second. I shall show it. And while doing so, I realized that I don't want the 1D array. I want a 2D array. So in the 2D array, it should be like tuple. Okay, whatever suggestion. I need to turn the AI off at this point. Basically, it's not giving me good enough code. And this basically will be uh, something like this. Okay, now what it does, it basically creates a tuple of a tuple where the typing I have defined, it should be string. Okay, str. And we can create like a function called def create board. Okay, we can create something like this. And this one will basically create a 3x3 tic-tac board. Okay, and remember these what they call this triple quotes gives us the doc string for it. Okay, now see the typing here. This is tuple. Okay. Sorry.
What is docstring?
Docstring. Okay, you were not there in the class, right? So docstring basically means whenever I hover here on the function, you see that this is right. Create a 3x3 tic-tac-toe board. If I just write it some garbage, okay. Then again, if I hover here, it will show me that what that function was doing along with that garbage. So it dynamically updates the editor. The editor is going for the doc string or the like some kind of a variable which looks like this. Okay, this kind of a variable as soon as you write it here. Okay, so the editor can read that, okay, this function meant something like this. That's it. That's why these are called doc strings. Okay, now one more thing, I don't like the formatting like this. I can just have a enter key here. This is just like to understand that this is a 3x3 2D matrix. Okay, got it? यहाँ तक ठीक है? Okay, द्युतिका कोई प्रॉब्लम है क्या? You are quite silent.
Why in the define create board then there is a underscore
Oh,
and
this one. Yeah, sure. No, underscore is I'm naming it. Okay, this is just a naming convention. So I could have written something like this as well. This is called, I think, snake typing, and this is, I think, the Pascal typing or something like that. Okay, this is a naming convention that we follow as programmers. Okay, and this
What is snake typing?
this is a, okay. These are different ways of defining a variable. Give me a second. So
Pascal typing.
different, yeah, different ways of naming variable. Somehow my caps lock is on. This so to be, yeah. See, this is a Pascal typing. In Pascal case, you basically have it. Give me a second. I should have Pascal versus snake versus what it was? Yoda. 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 Which is that? There should be one article that explains all these different types. Yeah, see, snake typing, kebab case, camel case, and then Pascal case. Okay, snake is, oh, sorry, yeah, I was wrong. This is snake basically means having underscores in middle of the words. Okay, a function may have different words. So how do you understand the difference? Like, how do you differentiate one word from the other? You have underscores like this. Okay, next. These are uppercase snake typing. What is a kebab case? Instead of having underscore, you basically have hyphens. So this is like a Sikh kebab. You just put a Sikh inside into the words. Okay, that's how it is. And then this is a camel case. Camel case is one where we have the first letter be small one, and then the next letter of the next word be capital, and the next letter of the next word be capital. And then the Pascal is basically the camel case, but here the camel case started with a small one. The Pascal starts with a capital or a uppercase of the first word, then the uppercase of the second word, and the uppercase of the third word, and it goes on. Okay, these are different like natures of just writing the variables, and it is what it is. Okay, you may follow this, you may not follow this, up to you. Okay, These are just conventions that we programmers try to follow just so that everyone can read our program and code. Okay, that's it. Now, let me just see. Okay, why is it that the YouTube is having errors? I need a capital T. That's it. That's why these are called doc strings. Okay. Now, I don't know. Okay, now let's continue. यहाँ तक ठीक है and this like arrow basically means the output of this program will be of type board. And what is the type board? Board, basically board is a user defined data type which is having this kind of tuple of tuples. Okay, tuple of tuples, that's it. And as soon as I say that this returns a 3x3 tic-tac board and a 3x3 empty array of matrix. Okay, this array contains empty strings, so the dimension of these strings are now fixed. So I did not need to have string 3 like I did not need to write string 3 times. I could just use triple dot and it would be done. That's the basically I can say the laziness of it. Okay, यहाँ तक चलेगा?
नहीं चलेगा ना এটা কি why are you using 3 dots? Please explain this again.
Array, see, I could have used something like this, str to mention that I needed 3 particular, let's say, elements or boxes or memory elements. Okay, I could have done that. But if I just use triple dot, it will basically figure it out from the return of this particular function. So it is way more flexible right now. It will just understand that, okay.
How do you know that it will figure it out?
Basically, see, I'm returning a particular 2D array of strings. Okay, and this 2D array of strings will be filled up by this particular tuple, like tuple structure. And here the type is board. Okay, so as soon as I return from here, the return type is board. So basically, it will create basically a variable which will have a 2D matrix of empty string, and that 2D matrix is basically defined under the class of tuple. यहाँ तक ठीक है?
ठीक है.
अरे देख ले भाई,
And
सुन.
does
Yeah.
the triple dot stand for 3 elements?
No, not 3 elements. Basically, it will continue. It is a flexible one. Suppose I would have had something like this. Okay, a 4x4 matrix. ऐसे कर लो, ठीक है? Sorry, I forgot the bracket here. ऐसे ले लो, ठीक है? Then it will basically okay, by the way, it needs to be consistent. So here done, and so not here. Okay, ऐसा कर लेते हैं, ठीक है? Then it will figure it out that it was a 4x3 matrix. Okay, get it? This dot basically gives the flexibility to understand that it will basically fill up a 2D array. Like you know the 2D array, how it looks. Okay, this was this a little bit too complex. Let me show 2D array.
Matrix is a 2D array.
Huh, 2D array, but no, I'm saying this word again and again. Are you guys not like that much habituated with it? Then let's just spend some time on it. Okay, so यहाँ पे देख लो ऐसे rows and columns है. Okay, so that tuple will basically create a space like this. Okay, now this one memory block, this is a single memory block right here. Okay, and this single memory block needs to be of the type string. And the thing is that I am making it way more flexible, that the board may be 3x3, 4x3, 5x3, I don't care. It should have empty strings inside it. Get it?
Yeah.
Rows or arrays are same.
Yeah, rows and no, these are 1D arrays. Each row is a 1D array and the whole thing is a 2D array.
Okay.
ओके, निकेत, ड्यूटी का कोई और क्वेश्चन है पूछ लो, क्योंकि अगर यहाँ तक क्लियर नहीं होगा तो बाद में बहुत कुछ चेंज होने वाला है.
No questions.
ड्यूटी का कोई प्रॉब्लम?
No, it's fine.
श्योर? ओके, अगर फिर से कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो यू कैन ऑलवेज आस्क. ओके. Don't worry. Let's just have it to back a 3x3 matrix of empty strings, and each like each 1D empty string array is a tuple. Chalega?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now, what do we want? We want to have different functions to change this board. This is our game board. Okay. Now, we want to change the board in a more, what do you call this, dynamic manner or something like that. Okay. First of all, of course, because we are making a tic-tac-toe game, we need to have a player. So let's call it, let's use a capital P for it, player. Okay. And we are setting the player to a string. यहाँ तक ठीक है? And after this, we need to understand that, okay, each player will have a move. So let's call it
Like
a
player
move.
is the data type of string.
Yeah, player could be you, like the player, like the single player or a multiplayer. We need to have some identification, right? Or is it the computer that is playing? Remember, we are making a game where the computer will play against you, the tic-tac-toe game, and also two players can play with each other. Okay. लाइक एक बोर्ड में कैसा होता है नॉर्मल से मोबाइल गेम कैसा होता है you play with against the AI or the computer and you can play with your friend as well, right? We want to have a game like that. Now, these are all our global variables. So, let's check. Sorry for the sneeze. Basically, too much cold water. Now, generally, it is not advised to have a global, like too many global variables, but for the beginning, basically, for understanding a simple logics at the beginning stage of programming, it is good to have a few global variables. So I'm just going to call it global variables. Okay, which are not good to have, not good to use in production code. That's good that it was suggesting. Okay, now after our
So what
board
you mean
is,
by move is equal to tuple incoming?
oh, again a tuple. Basically, I want this. Okay, let's go back here. So, okay, this is a 2D. Let's have a 3x3 one. Yeah, this one will be better. Oh, so, yeah. See this. If I suppose I want to particularly click on 1, 2 or this particular box. Okay, I want to set my move as a cross here or as a like that anda. Okay, or goal like that ball here. Okay, and I need to somehow mention to the program that I want to particularly click here. Okay, so that kind of thing can only be done when you have a 2D array and you mention the index. Basically, you mention the row here and the column here. Okay, so if I mention 1, 2, then the program will understand that I want to play my move here. That's why I want to have that. Okay. चलेगा?
चलेगा.
चलेगा? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now, uh, let's try making different functions. What functions do we need? Okay. We need a, like, let's see. We need to have different functions. Like, of course, we have a, I don't know why the AI is currently suggesting me to make print board again and again. I will make the print board, don't worry. But first, we are going to make a get cell function. Okay. So is this correct? Let me see. So from the board, I'm taking the board, row int, column int, and it is going to an str. Yeah, this is a correct function. Now, what does this function do? Okay, sometimes the AI helps me out in this, like making these functions. So it basically returns the content of a cell. So what is the cell? I'm calling this one thing as a cell here. Okay, this thing as a cell here, this thing as a cell here, and this thing as a cell here. Okay, now currently the board is empty. We haven't even initialized it, but currently the whole thing is empty. Okay, we can basically have the main function right now. I think it's better to make the main function so that we can understand it. So let's create the main function. We shall be making the main function real quick. I am not going to follow a lot of the things, whatever. So, but I want its first thing to be there. Has created random code, which is kind of garbage for me right now. Yeah, this is, I don't want this to be there. I just want that simple doc string to be there. Now, let's have a simple print. Welcome to the tic-tac-toe game. Okay, now we want the game to run as long as we basically want the player to play. Okay, so we can have a while, a loop which is infinitely true, but it will basically break out of the loop whenever the player chooses to not play. Okay, now we can define, like understand, as soon as the game begins, we should be able to choose that do we want to play against an AI, or like but we are calling this AI, but these are basically simple if else statement, whatever. We want to play against a computer, or do we want to play against a real person? So let's call that a mode. Okay, this is a mode variable, which basically be a simple input, like input, and we want to choose a mode, player versus player or player versus AI. Okay, yeah, tak theek hai? Like I just want to have the player versus AI first, because uh, we want to focus on that one a little, or let's say a computer or whatever you want to call it, computer, AI, what do you want to call it? I don't know. And the second one, which is basically a player versus player. Okay, and I want to have a backslash n to beautifully print the statements, and that's it. That's a simple, basically we are asking that how do you want to play. Okay, next we can have a simple if mode equal to 1 equal to 2 to check out that which mode the player wants to play. But understand, we are doing programming at a bit, let's say we are doing it in a production manner. So the user can actually enter something random. He might say, I don't want to even want to play, or something randomly he wants to play. Like write it out.
What do you mean by production manner?
Production code basically means when you are doing a serious development and your program will be used by millions of users. Okay, something like that. When we say production code. Now, I don't want it to be just a simple
But
equal
have
to.
you
I
done
want to.
something in your life?
That's a good question. Have I done something in my life? I'm alive. That's one of the
No, no.
things. A lot of people die. Yeah.
Have you done production code in your life?
Yes, I have done production code in my life. That's true. So these are not production. These are called research code. So I've done research coding in my life, not the production coding. Production coding is generally done by my friends. So whatever. So if the mode is in 1 and 2, then we can simply break out of it. Okay, and like yeah, we can break out of it, and basically if we do it like this, then like if it is going like this, then it is fine. You can just print. But if it is not, sorry, if it is not like this, okay, we can say print
Why are you breaking
invalid
the loop?
to go out, and just say that okay, you are not. So if the mode, if mode in this, okay, then you break out of the loop, okay, and just say मैंने basically देखो कैसे काम कर रहा है. If the mode in 1 and 2 means if it is exists, okay, then you break out of it. Then you say basically invalid. Okay, wait, is the logic correct? Let me think about it.
Why invalid? It is
No,
in
no,
1
no.
and 2, so it is valid.
It is valid. It is valid. So we should be, yeah, no, let me just think about it. You break out from this inside bracket, inside loop. Okay, you break out from the inside if statement. And as you break out from the inside if statement, you basically, okay, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. If it should not be, not in over, not in this, then you break out of it and then you print. Yeah, it's fine. Now it's fine. So this is just a checker for it, that so that the user doesn't enter some random gibberish. Okay. Now after this, what we do, we will initialize the board. Okay. So we will basically initialize the board. Let's call it initial board. initial board like this. Okay, चलेगा? कोई दिक्कत है?
No.
Okay, fine. Now, after this particular initial board we have made, now we need to check different, let's say, conditions that we have already handled the user entering random stuff. Now, if mode is equal to 1, basically he wants it to, like, 1 means what? He wants to play against the computer or an AI. Okay. So I can have something like, it is giving me suggestions like this, but let's go and human player. Okay. Or human, let's say call it human is the first one who will be entering the, let's say, like basically, does he want to play first? Means the generally in tic-tac-toe, what happens? The cross comes first, right? So I can just write it like this. Do you want to play first? I.e., do you want to play as like X? Okay, fine. Yes or no? So then I can just basically have the lower. I can also, like, basically if suppose the user enters something like within space, so it's better to have a strip as well, and then a lower, and then basically I'm checking if it is equal to y. Okay, यहाँ तक ठीक है?
Hey, what is the?
Or I can do it later. Yeah, which one?
Why are you using streak?
So suppose here he enters y, then he enters a space, then he enters a enter.
Okay.
So that's why I'm thinking like that.
And why
Okay.
are you using that lower function?
Suppose he enters capital Y.
Okay.
So I just have to want to have
Is
a
the
simple way.
indentation correct?
Is the indentation correct? Okay. If the mode equal to 1, so here, yeah, while true,
No,
this
the
will,
gender mode right.
no, this is only when suppose the user does or user enters something which he should not. Okay, which he should not basically means, oh wait, that's a good question. Let me just check. Uh, which he should not, and yeah, so mode while true. Yeah, actually I can have okay, you want this? Yeah, that is true. Choose a mode. Yeah, that is true. You are correct. The indentation is not correct. Let's have it inside this and basically have it here. Let's basically have it here. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, correct. Now, what we want? We want it to be here, right?
Okay, got it. हाँ हाँ ठीक है.
Okay. Now, after this, what do we want? What do we want? Like this is done. Then inside the if block itself, I want to check if the human he entered as Y or not. Okay. So if he has entered as Y, then basically I will have like a printout statement first. Okay. Let's just like you are X and the computer is 0. Okay. This is a simple printout statement so that he understands that what is happening. Okay. Now, I need to basically have, let's say I call it player X. Okay. Because the, like, I don't want to like have this human first and then again call it human and then player, because we shall be switching. So if he says no, then the player X and the player O will be switching, right? So it's better to have a variable that can switch between the two. So we can call it player X strategy. Okay. And this player X strategy, basically we call it here as the get human move. Okay. And basically the player O here is the get computer move. Okay. We just call it a simple for right now. Next else, else, let's go with this. You are the O and the computer is the X. Okay. Then here the player X strategy will be the get computer move, and then the player O strategy will basically be the get human move. Okay? चलेगा?
चलेगा.
Okay. Now, after all this is done, we can basically wait. I am thinking of a different thing. I think that we can actually have all this thing done inside like this looping thing in a different function. Suppose I want to call this game loop. Okay. So you can see that while I was making the main function, I did not complete it because I'm thinking, okay, I can do a better way of having the loop itself. Do you get it? So I can make a this function just a simple prototype and I will just call it pass. Pass means I'm just thinking that okay, I can have another function which will handle the looping and everything for me. Okay. So once that okay, I think like
Why are you
this.
making that function?
I'm making it. I'm just making the function and I'm just saying that pass means I'm going to think about it a little bit later. In Python, you can have this like keyword pass which basically runs the function but never does anything. So it's just there. It is for me to help and think. That's it. Now let's go back and continue this thing. Okay. Now then this get human move and all this. How can we implement this human move? And I'm just thinking, what could we do with this? This human move is never initialized, so there will be an error for it. Okay, we can think about this a little bit later because we need to have this. It's not defined. Of course, it's not defined. Now we can define it a little bit later. Let's think about it a little bit later. We can just have after all this is done, else is done, we can just have the game loop. Okay, and inside the game loop I'm going to pass basically if के अंदर ये आ गया राइट if के अंदर अगर ये सब चल रहा है
I have a question.
yeah sure
Why in the very beginning we chose board as a tuple and not list?
this one
Yeah.
okay we are choosing both as a tuple here because it gives us a little bit of flexibility as in the sense of the strings that we are going to assign. Okay. And of course, like you might say that, okay, tuple are immutable. Why are you choosing a tuple here, right? Is that your question? Hello.
Not exactly.
Then, like, can you iterate your question, like, so that I can understand?
I mean, why not a list?
Yeah, why? So, see, I want the game board. Um, I want the game board to be represented as a tuple of tuples. Okay, because suppose there are functions that modify the board. Like I make a move. Okay, maybe like I put a x in the 20 or 10 or anywhere. Okay, then it should return me a new board. Okay, not the previous one which is modifying. Okay. Okay. I understand the issue. So why I'm working? Okay. It is something like I think in a way which is a bit more. That's a game state because I understand the concept of game state, but I never explain it. So that might be the issue. So see, this is a board, right? Now this board you can have two ways of actually doing it. One would be modifying each and every column and like specific cells. You can modify each and every specific cell and then continue on with the playing. That is when you shall be using a list, not a tuple. Okay. But I want that whenever a new, let's say, iteration or a new move is played either by the computer or by the human, a new, totally new board will be generated. Okay. Why do I need this? Because these are called game states. Okay. State means suppose in the initial like tic-tac-toe game, okay, let me Let me just give you an example with a GUI. It would be better because I've already made it. Uh, this is the one that I want after everything we are done. Suppose this is a board. Okay. Now, as soon as I play, say here. Okay. This particular, as soon as I play it and all this happens, this is a state of the game. Let's say this is called the second state of the game. The first state was the empty board. Then the second was when I played second would be when I played an X. Then the third will be when the computer plays a O here. Okay, at the center. So there are now three states of the game itself. Now I want to have an algorithm that will analyze all these different game states. Okay. And these analysis needs to be done later when we are doing alpha beta pruning, and that I still haven't explained. So that's why you might be thinking like, okay, I could have just modified the different what do you call this, like game cells, but I'm modifying the game states here. Okay, got it.
Okay.
So this kind of thinking uh, is again like it will come out later in your when you're doing it, but I should have explained it. Thanks for pointing it out. It was a good question. Now, कब तक चला गया? हाँ, गेम लूप, राइट. सो या थोड़ा सा गेम लूप के बारे में भी सोचना पड़ेगा. बेसिकली इसको कैसे बनाएं? Let's make the game loop. We will think about this kind of things a little bit later because we need to think a lot of things while making a game. Okay, we shall be making a function halfway through and then we realize, okay, I could make this one better. I could make this function first. Then I think about this. Okay, this will be happening when you are doing actual programming, and this happens to me a lot. I don't know if it happens to you or not, but yeah. So we shall be having a board. This is a board, and then that's the player. Okay, this thing is given by the AI, and I don't want to have something like this. We will be making our own variables. So let's say we call it current player. Okay, current player. We call it current player symbol. Symbol. Okay, to understand which player is currently like which will make a move right now. Okay, and we call it, yeah, player is a good enough name, so we call it the player. Okay, and yeah, it's fine. So after this, what else we can have as a parameter of the function? We can have the like basically turn of the players. Okay, so we call it player X. Okay, yeah, X strategy is a good name, but I'm going to call it player X turn. Okay, and whenever we call it a player X, X's turn is right now, we want to basically how should I call this, like player X ka turn, like this, when the next player will basically have his turn, I want to have a clear state of the board or the game board. Okay, so as I want to have a clear state of the game board, this player X turn needs to also have the game board as a parameter for it. Okay, so I think it should be better if I just call it like if I have it as a callable, but again I have not defined the callable thing. Okay, so give me a second. I'm like so I should have it something like this, not a boolean but callable. And yeah, this is kind of okay. No, it's not okay. I'm explaining. Give me a second. First, let me just think about how I should have defined it. Just mm, give me 1 minute. Give me a minute. So it should be inside a code. Do I need anything else? I do need a move, but I don't want it to be in the first array. So I want it to be code player. Let's have the player there. Then I can basically have the move. Yeah, I think this should make sense. And basically I will replicate it for player O turn, board and move. Yeah. And this basically will not go to a board. This will go to nothing actually. And yeah, it's fine. Okay. Let me just a second. Let me just think about it. It's fine. Yeah, yeah. This kind of makes sense. Okay, so what is callable? So callable basically makes this player X turn into a function. Okay. This allows us to easily switch between the like human and AI players by having different functions switching between them. Okay. I know it. Was this clear? Like,
Can you please explain this typecasting?
yeah, this typecasting. Okay. Uh, let me show you the Python docs. It will be better. All level in Python to function as an argument. Okay. Like a lot of different concepts will be done today. So yeah, this is the basically say syntax of callable. Okay. It is a built-in function that is used to check if wait, no, this is not that. Wait, what? Uh no, I don't want. Okay, this is different. This is different. This is Python has so many callables, right? Okay, I need to use like this. Oh, wait, callable is in typing, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this is called type of a function. Yeah. So, do we have an example? Hmm. It should be here. Do we have a good example or a diagram? Just a second. Do not. Actually, we do not have that many good for examples or diagrams for it. This comes into a little bit of an like क्या बोलूं थोड़ा सा abstract हो गया यहाँ पे एक example Google ने दिया है you can actually see this so suppose I want to have a function okay this is a process data it's a very simple one a simple example of it so suppose I want to have a function and this function takes two arguments okay so this मतलब you are passing a function to a function do you get it
মানে
you are pass yeah well you are
I am passing a
passing.
function into a function.
Yes. In Python, typing module callable is used to specify the type of a function. It allows you to indicate that a function argument should be another function with a specific signature. So inside this function process data, you are having another function called func. Okay. And
So what
your
is recursion?
oh, recursion is like your Daruma doll. I think yesterday, like in the previous to previous class, we were discussing about Fibonacci series, right? Remember in the Fibonacci
Yeah.
series, we were calling the Fibonacci function itself. Do you remember that part? We were calling the
Yeah, yeah.
Fibonacci number itself. Yes. So that is a type of recursion, but we were changing the arguments. We were changing the arguments from n minus n to n minus 1 and n minus 2. So that was a recursive call to itself. But here what is happening? Here it is basically calling another like here you have a function, let's say process data here. Then you are saying that okay, it will have another function as an argument. And that another function is basically nothing but of the signature of the function with this kind of arguments where basically say that okay this is the first argument this is the second argument and all this and then you just comma then you so that okay
Like,
this will
is
be
it like
the
nested loops? Nested function.
huh?
Is it like nested loops?
Nested loops no loops are different na these are like
No, the
function
concept, that function in a function, that's like a loop in a loop is called nested loop.
uh no it will be wrong to call it a nested loop basically you have see uh you
So
have a
how will it work?
function
Like,
how will it work Can you give me some time? Because as soon as I write the function, it will become more and more clear to you. So you need to give me some time as we go on with the programming. But
Now tell me
understand
one
it,
thing. Why are you using this thing? Why are you using this type of like cannibal or like?
understand that these are the things that will help you to become, let's say, a better programmer. थोड़ा थोड़ा करके तो थोड़ा एडवांस चीजें दे रहा हूँ. These classes are not meant for your normal CBSE syllabus. I told you these are more into like developing a full-fledged project. Okay, like show this program after it is done to your like school. You can show it as a school project. Okay, of course, but this is done by me. You need to do it yourself back at home as well. So
যাই হোক ঠিক আছে
see,
হ্যাঁ
it will
কিছু তো করতেই হবে না কিছু
yeah,
যদি করতে না হিসাবে কি
it
বলবো
will have different arguments. So suppose I define another function, let's say func here, and func has parameters, or let's say arguments as integers, and it returns a string. So that will be the function defined somewhere else. So instead of defining that function somewhere else, you are defining that function inside this function. Okay, चलेगा?
Yeah.
ठीक है, थोड़ा देख लो if it's not that understandable. So what I'm saying that this is a function player extern, and this player extern will have this kind of inter arguments as the input, and the output will be a move. Okay, and then again player o turn with it will have the board and the player as the arguments that basically takes, and then the output will be a move. And all these things is after all these things are done, basically the function, which is the game loop itself, will basically have the output in a none type variable. None means basically because I don't want to have like nothing, like basically kuch to output de raha hai, and that output is nothing basically, where it will have no return type. That's it. That's what basically, remember that C we call it a void function. It is similar to something like that. Okay, clear? Any issues?
sorry none can you please explain this none thing
Yeah, so none is similar to basically have no return type. That's it.
so
It's,
why are you
it
not
has
defining any return type of it
no, I'm defining the return type. That's the thing. Understand that none means that it has some return type, which is nothing, which is void. Okay. And remember that in C, void itself had no return. So it was like it will never return anything. But int will return some integer. Float which will return some integer. And in Python, suppose if you don't mention this as none, it might return some garbage value or something. So it is a good practice. It you could have not even written this thing. It would have still worked fine. But
no
this is
so tell me one
again,
thing why are you returning it as a non type I can return it as an int type or something like that
that is like I'm making this logic like this. You can have a different logic. चलो ना, like तुम अपना लॉजिक डिफाइन करो, मैं अपना लॉजिक डिफाइन करता हूँ. ठीक है?
ठीक है
Like it's not an issue. And again, see, this whole thing is written in a way which is a little bit not that much intuitive. By the line कुछ ज्यादा ही लंबा हो गया. ठीक है, तो इतना लंबा लाइन हम पढ़ नहीं सकते. इसको थोड़ा सा देखने में सुंदर बना देते हैं. तो ये कर लो, देखने में थोड़ा सुंदर लगेगा. क्या बोलूं, ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ. So basically after all this is done, you can have this like this. Okay, this kind, so Python will understand this kind of enter. Yeah.
We don't have to write func before player extern or player return.
Oh no, that was just an example. Here, func is the name of a function. It could be like your name as well. It could be Niket as well. It could be Dutika as well. It is just the name of a function. So here also I am having the name
Oh,
of a function as player
okay,
x
I
turn,
got it.
and the name of the function as player o turn. Okay, this is the name of a function. So I know like ये एक लाइन लिखने में बहुत कुछ कर दिया हमने. ठीक है. So why? Because it helps in reducing the number of lines of code that we are going to write in this, like what they call this. So let's have a doc string here. Let's call this yeah, this a good doc string that yeah, I suggested. It basically suggested चलो main game loop for the tic-tac-toe. ठीक है. इससे क्या होगा कि हमारा जो गेम का लॉजिक है कि कैसे कैसे गेम चलेगा, that thing we can understand. Okay, now First, of course, we need to have a simple display function for the board itself. Okay, so let's call it display board. Yeah, let's call it display board. So, display. Wow, पहले suggestion दे रहा था, अभी नहीं देना. Whatever. So display board. I would like to call it display board CLI. कुछ ऐसा लिख देते हैं, ठीक है? क्योंकि इसके बाद हम GUI भी बनाना चाहते तो है, कितना होगा पता नहीं. चलो देखते हैं, अल्फा बीटा प्रूनिंग भी कितना होगा पता नहीं. मे बी वी कैन एक्चुअली हैव मल्टीपल क्लासेस ऑफ दिस प्रोजेक्ट्स. ओके,
মাথা 6 ফুট উপর দিয়ে বেরোবে এসব এত করে
हाँ
স্যার
কি বলি কি
ইট
বলি
উইল গো अबव 6 feet in our forehead
नो डोंट वरी. सो अभी देखो ऐसे, क्योंकि पहले द व्हेन द गेम स्टार्ट्स यू नीड टू डिस्प्ले द बोर्ड ना. अगर बोर्ड नहीं है तो कि कैसे काम चलेगा? सो वी नीड टू मेक दिस फंक्शन डिस्प्ले बोर्ड फंक्शन बिकॉज वी हैव नॉट मेड इट. सो what should we do? Let's make this function. Now again we are switching. Okay, from this main से यहाँ तक आए, यहाँ से यहाँ तक आए. So somewhere along the line I am also saying that okay, how sometimes programmer thinks is little bit complicated, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, so let's create this function now. Let's call it def display display board CLI. And is the return type correct? Let's see. So the initial arguments is I'm going to take a board, and I don't need to have a return type. Yeah, so none is a good enough return type for it. Okay, so it's a fine. Now basically we can have a doc string which basically says that this will print or display the board in the command line interface. CLI basically full form is command line interface. Okay, and I'm going to just erase this garbage code. I don't know if it has done it correctly. I'm just going to say garbage, whatever. So I want the board to be, let's say, print. Let's say I want the indexes to be made clear to the user. Okay, so backslash n. So I should have 0. Backslash t means a tab. Okay, then I can have 1 and then 2. This will give me the upper, like क्या बोलूं उसको, upper row of the first row, so that we can understand, okay, that 0 will correspond to this, 1 will correspond to this column, and the 2 will correspond to this column. Okay, यहाँ तक तो clear होगा. Now we also need to basically
Sir,
make it
what is the
clear.
function of this t?
This is backslash t. It means the tab. It tab. तुम कीबोर्ड में ये tab की मारते हो ना, ये tab. Okay. 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 Now we basically need
Tell me
to.
one thing. How do you know that the 0 will correspond to the first place and the 1 will be correspond?
I'm saying I'm instructing the user कि तुम कुछ उत्पतांग मत एंटर करो. 0 मतलब ये तुम्हारा फर्स्ट कॉलम, 1 मतलब तुम्हारा सेकंड कॉलम, 2 मतलब तुम्हारा थर्ड कॉलम. ठीक है, हाँ तुम अभी इसको जो है चेंज कर सकते हो. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू अ वेरी rudimentary logic. No. So yeah, I think there, yeah, this is correct. Basically 1 comma row in enumerate both. We have done enumerate multiple times. Niket, do you remember the enumerate?
সেটা কি?
Enumerate basically gives you indexes in the board. Okay, so 1 and row, you are basically having multiple loops. Okay, माने दोनों का वैल्यू तुम एक साथ जो है चेंज कर सकते हो इस लूप के अंदर. ठीक है,
আরে এটা কি মানে ওই যখন we used to print the patterns we are doing
yes, in the patterns. Yeah, in the patterns we were doing it. Okay, oh sorry, just a second, suddenly I just pressed. Yeah, so done.
Can you explain
Now
enumerate again?
sure. Okay, you I think, yeah, I have not explained enumerate to you, right?
No.
Okay, Niket, you will explain it.
স্যার প্লিজ না এটা পারলাম না
You have done it in your 11. We have done it in like month of December. Okay, no. Okay, चलो enumerate का कुछ अच्छा देख लेते डायग्राम. Enumerate illustration.
আমার নিজেরই এখন মাথা কেটে আছে এই প্রোগ্রাম বুঝতে গিয়ে তুমি আর বলছি ইনহেরিট বোঝাতে
Why? It's
আরে
such a simple
কোডটা
thing.
কমপ্লিকেটেড আছে
Of course, it's a little bit complicated because we are making a game. Okay, so I think this is no, this is different. कुछ अच्छा डायग्राम मिल जा. क्या मिलेगा? नहीं मिलेगा। लगता है geek for geek का भी और अच्छा डायग्राम दे देता है। नहीं, actually it has a good example, so let's show this. It will be a good one. Yeah. So see this as an example. Okay, suppose you have a list. Suppose you have a list, and this is like basically geek for geeks. They are advertising their own name. So for I comma name in the enumerate. So what does it do? I is now going from 0, 1, 2, and 3 और whatever, yeah, 0 1 and 2, 0 1 2 यहाँ तक जा रहा है। और यहाँ पे नेम क्या कर रहा है? नेम इज गोइंग फॉर द एलिमेंट्स इन द लिस्ट। सो I is the index. That means I, so suppose instead of having a loop where you have for I in the range 0 to, no, I in the range length of A. Okay. Instead of having a code like that, you can just have I comma name in enumerate of a list. Okay. It basically returns the first it returns the, what do you call this, index to I and the element to name. Okay, that's how it works. Is it clear?
Yeah.
You can have different examples. See this index and then x, and you basically have a different starting index here. So it starts from 1. So it starts from 1, and basically starting from the index 1, it goes on. So this is one of them, and it can have something like a just an element. Okay, you can just print the element, but it will give you return in form of a tuple. So understand, enumerate actually returns in form of a tuple. That's a good point that we might have missed. So as we are done with this, let's go ahead. So enumeration of the board, basically I will give me the index of the board, and row will give me the element of the board. And understand that board was what? Board was a 2D tuple, right? So because it was a 2D tuple, we can have like I as the index 0, 1, and 2, whereas the row will basically return this whole row for 0, whole row for 1, and whole row for 2. यहाँ तक clear है?
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can have a simple print statement. It is suggesting me something which I'm going to ignore at this point. So yeah, this part is correct because I want the formatted string. So I will have a I here. Now after this, I want to print the row. But as I print the row, I also want to separate out, like basically this column and that what do you call this, column and rows. Like I want to have like slashes in between. Okay, like अगर कोई टिक टैक तो बोर्ड, एक एग्जांपल के लिए टिक टैक तो बोर्ड ले लेते हैं। टिक टैक तो बोर्ड, let's go. Yeah. So I want to print out something which is similar to this. So I want to have this kind of like a vertical slash and then horizontal slash. So which I know that this is what like a lot of a very popular thing that we call as vibe coding, where the AI suggests and you just accept it. But here we want to make changes what the AI is suggesting. This is a good suggestion because it's just printing out. It's a simple suggestion, but we don't want to do it like that. We want to have a slash. So slash is basically a string here, right? And after I just have a slash, I can then print out the row. Okay. So I can just have a simple join function. And yeah, this is correct. I want to have the row. So yeah, I will accept it. And yeah, this will work. This will work till till the end, but I also want to have the vertical, like the vertical is done, I want to have the horizontal. So for each and every line, I want to create a horizontal line as well. So I can just have if I is less than 2, I can have this kind of horizontal line. That is done. And yeah, this is fine. This is fine. At the end, I can just have a print \n. Yeah, done. This is my basically displaying the board function. Okay, this will basically display the, let's say, board or the game board or the tic-tac-toe board for me. Okay, chalo.
Tell me one thing. Join dot row. How? What is this logic?
So basically it will first print the index. Okay, so I wanted something like this. यहाँ पे देखो ऐसा एक बोर्ड प्रिंट होगा जिसमें यहाँ पे देखेगा 0 1 एंड 2, तो वहाँ पे 0 1 2 का तो ये सिंपल प्रिंट फंक्शन हो गया, ठीक है। उसके साइड इधर आई वांट इधर
No,
लाइक
0 1 2 why 0 1 2? It will be blank spaces, right?
अरे यहाँ पे देखो 0 1 2 मतलब आई एम ओके, लेट मी शो यू, लेट मी जस्ट मेक अनदर, ओके, लेट मी मेक इट, क्या करूँ क्या करूँ क्या करूँ, क्या बोलूँ इसको, इसको क्या बोलूँ, कुछ भी, कुछ भी, चलो, how I want it. I want it to be something like 0, then I want to have a tab, then 1, then tab, then 2. Then as I go here, there should be the blank spaces, but again, I want it to be something like this, 0, then it will be separated by uh, something like this. Then I go here. Then for here, I want the column to be here. Then I want, oh, sorry, I was using this, right? Ah, which one was it? Yeah. Now here this is done because of the print statement, but suppose I go here. So after this, after it prints the value, after it prints the value, I want to have a, let's say, slash like this, okay, so that I can have the columns. So here I also want to have something like this. I want to have something like this here as well. I want to have something like this here as well. Do you get it?
But the line is not continuous.
Of course, it is not continuous. I am making a CLI here. Okay, this will be printed in the terminal. Do you get it? This will be printed in the terminal. I want to make the GUI. I don't know how much will be possible in today's class कि पूरा GUI
So
तक
how
चले
do you
गए.
make the horizontal line? Oh, okay,
This
print. Okay,
thing.
got it. ठीक है.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, is it still not understandable? अगर कुछ problem है बोलो, कोई problem नहीं.
नहीं ठीक है.
Suddenly I'm getting a call. Okay, I have cut this call right now. Okay, let's go. Okay, display board is done. Next, what should we do? Okay, we were making this thing now. So let's continue with this. Okay.
But tell me one thing. What does this function game loop do?
It will basically handle the logic of the game. Okay, this is the main game logic कि कैसे चलेगा. So at every step, we need to check if the player has won or not, right? So suppose after printing the board, there may be different cases whether like player will do well, will give a X or a O here and there and whatever. So at every step, we need to check if there is a winner. Okay, so I call it like, let's say, check win. Okay, and as soon as I say check win, I can have the board which is correct here, but suppose I want to check it for the, let's say I don't want the literal, though in Python both of them are the same. I check it for the X. Okay, then I just print that the player X wins and then I return, and then basically I can have if check both with the player O, and basically player O wins, then I return. And suppose if I need to also have a draw, checking the draw, so I can have it like is draw. Okay, and yeah, basically I just check the both, it's a draw. This is a simple logic. यहाँ तक तो कोई, अगेन अंडरस्टैंड, विन अभी तक नहीं बनाया और ड्रॉ का फंक्शन अभी तक नहीं बनाया है. Okay, so we are going to make it, but this checking needs to be done here. Then we are going to start the logic. Okay, so the logic basically says that whose turn it is right now, and basically we are going to have the game progress and implement the logic of a person's or a player's move. So if, let's say, yeah, current player is equal to x, which is fine. Suppose the current player who is playing is the x, or I don't care if it is the AI or if it is the player, or like the human player. Okay, we are going to take his move. Okay, how we are going to take his move? We are going to take his move through this function player x turn, where okay, this is kind of okay, current player symbol. Let's have it x, okay, as here, and yeah, it's fine. Next we can have else move equals to player o turn, which is good, and this is the o, yeah, very good. So this part is fine. Now check this player x turn, we have this is a function. इसको अभी तक हमने क्या बनाया है? इसको क्या हमने अभी तक बनाया है? Did we make it?
No.
No, right, we haven't made it. So can we make it? Understand that we made it using a callable, means we can make it inside this here itself. So we don't need it to have a separate function. Of course, if you are beginning at some point, you are going to have multiple functions for this, but we can have it inside this as well. वो कैसे करते हैं वही चलेंगे देखेंगे, ठीक है? That's why I say that let's go along with the programming. We are going to understand how everything is going to get implemented one by one, step by step. चलेगा. Now, okay, यहाँ तक हो गया. Now suppose what should we do? Okay, let's make this functions first, or should we make this? What do you want? Do you want the game logic to be completed first, or should we make the functions for check win and all this? कुछ सजेशन तो दे दो. अरे कुछ सजेशन तो दे दो. Guys, are you even in the Google Meet or what? Hello. Hello. What happened? Hey, is there a issue with the Google
হ্যাঁ,
Meet?
এই পার্টটা একটু বলো তো, এই পার্টটা বলো তো, কারেন্ট প্লেয়ার সিম্বল ইকুয়াল টু এক্স, নেট কাজ করছিল।
Oh, net কাজ করছেন. Okay, fine. No issues. Just a second. Suddenly I am getting. Bro, I accidentally poured DCM over my laptop. Is there a way to recover at least the touchpad? Die code is what? Someone poured. Just a question. Will DCM dissolve plastic? One of my friends did it. Will DCM dissolve
ডিসিএমটা কি?
dichloromethyl?
জানি না স্যার।
Yes. Can dissolve certain plastics. Will dissolve plastic of laptop. Okay.
ডাইক্লোরোমিথাইল এত এত পাওয়ারফুল, এসব প্লাস্টিক ডিজলভ করে?
অ্যাসিটনও ডিসলভ করে দিতে পারে. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how to help my friend at this point. I accidentally poured the same over my laptop. Is there a way to recover at least the touchpad? It's a die and its die coat is ruined. Of course it will be ruined. How? What can I say at this point? Okay, I have nothing. I can't help my friend like sitting here in my room and he has already poured DCM over his laptop. Okay.
ডিসিএম পেলো কি করে বাড়িতে?
বাড়িতে না, he was working in his lab, I think. Okay, guys, whenever you are working in a chemistry lab, be very careful with chemicals. Okay. It can ruin your day, it can ruin your laptop, it can ruin anything. So be very careful with
ল্যাপটপ
chemicals.
নিয়ে ল্যাবে কে যেতে হয়? ল্যাবে যাওয়া ল্যাপটপ কিছু পাতি খাতা পেন থাকে।
No, no. When you grow, like basically after a certain while, you do need laptop in your labs, whatever. You will understand it later, but be very careful when you carry your laptop and whatever. So let's continue.
কিসের
Let's
ল্যাপটপ
continue.
ছিল? পুরো তো নষ্ট হয়ে যাবে।
Huh?
পুরো
क्या
ল্যাপটপ
बोला?
তো যাবে তাহলে। ল্যাপটপ তো
हाँ,
পুরো যাবে।
yeah, his laptop is gone.
কিসের ল্যাপটপ ছিল?
I don't know. I don't know his laptop, but it was probably around 40K or something.
বাবা।
Ah, sad life. Can't help my friend. I can't really do anything at this one if he pours DCM over his laptop. No way to recover it. Unless and until it somehow, like, if the motherboard survives, then he can use the motherboard as a, like, like what do you call this, portable PC or something with a external monitor. Okay, whatever. We are discussing about my friend. Let's continue. We don't have
আচ্ছা,
much time.
ইফ চেকমেন্ট প্লিজ এটা এক্সপ্লেন করো।
Yeah. If this check win, yeah, we haven't made this function. This is for checking the winner. So so I was asking that, should we make the functions first or should we continue with the logic? I think it's better to make the functions so that we can understand how the logic will flow. What do you guys
প্লিজ
suggest?
এক্সপ্লেন ইফ কারেন্ট প্লেয়ার সিম্বল ইকুয়াল টু এক্স। দিস পার্ট।
Oh, if the current player symbol is equal to x means he is the cross. If the current player is the cross, okay.
ওকে।
Then
হোয়াট ইজ দিস মুভ ডুইং?
move basically takes the current status. This is another function. Player x turn. Remember, I defined those two functions here itself. It takes the board. It takes the board and the player. The player is x. Okay. So the move should be given by the x. So if the player is x, means it should be his first move, right? We generally attribute the cross with the first move given to the cross, right? Like in chess, the first move is given to which color?
হোয়াইট।
Yeah. So just like in Tic-Tac-Toe, the first move is given to the X. If the current player is not the X, then the first move is given to the O. Okay. Chalega? Matlab, basically not X means what? The move needs to be played by the O, or what do we call it? A cross and circle or something like that. O बोलता है कि circle बोलता है? Circle, right? So that's it. That's the logic. Fine?
হ্যাঁ।
Okay. Now, should we make these functions first or should we go ahead with the logic? वो मैं तुम लोग से सजेशन मांग रहा हूँ. जल्दी बोलो वरना मैं अपने से कर लूंगा.
योर चॉइस।
मेरा चॉइस. द्युतिका, यहाँ तक बोलो क्या करें? एक एक फंक्शन बना रहे. क्या करें? Your choice.
Your choice.
Yeah, you gave the choice to me. Okay. So if I were you and I was making this logic, I would have made the function first. So let's make the function. Okay. So let's make the function called check win. Okay. So let's check if this way of making it is correct. So we are taking the board and the player as the, okay. No. Player is this, you are taking it in the symbol. I don't want to have this way more complicated. I will have this player is so player and output will be a boolean. So boolean means if it is a win, it will be a winner for the particular player. Okay. So suppose you go here, check the board with this, check the board and is the X winning? If it wins, then you print that X has won. And basically if you check that, okay, O is winning, O has won or whatever, then print that O has won. Okay. So basically it will return a boolean or a condition. So it's a very simple one. Let's create the docs thing for it. Check if a player has won, which is correct. And I am going to follow this or not. That's the question. I am not going to follow this. Go to make my own. So let's say for the row, let's say for the row IDs, okay, in the range. So what is the range? It is 0, 1 and 2. So it should be range to 3, which is correct here as it has suggested. Now I need to check basically okay, I am going to make another function for it, which is basically a check line function. Check line function. Okay. and I'm going to make the check line here first. Def check check line. Okay, and basically I'm checking. Yeah, it's fine. So check line, it will take the line as a tuple. Okay, wait, it is gone. Okay, whatever. Let's, okay, yeah, suddenly came back. Okay, I will check the line, means I will check each row. Okay, if there is a winner in the row, and as you can see, it is saying that, okay, take 3 str, which is of course correct, but I want it to be again flexible and stuff. I can just have this, or I can again have the 3 strs, whatever be your wish. While you are programming, you might have 3 strs. I'm doing it like this, whatever be your choice. Okay, so I will have a line function which will take the tuple, and it should basically return me it. I don't want any line function returns. I do want another, basically this, what do you call this, parameter, which is the player, which is correct. Done. And the output of this line should be a boolean. So I'm checking each and every line, that in that line, if all the elements in a line are belonging to a single symbol, in a line, if it is all the lines are elements of the line are X or the cross, that means the player X has won. If in a line all the symbols are O or the circle, then the O or the circle has won. Okay, so yeah,
Will it
that's
check diagonally too?
नो, उसके लिए और एक लॉजिक बनाना पड़ेगा. ठीक है, सो बना रहे. It is a helper function. Okay, this is a helper function that makes our life easier. So let's see. Return all means if the condition inside the like all function is holding for each and every cell, if the cell is equal to player for each and every cell in the line. Okay, मतलब ये लॉजिक क्या कर रहा है, ये लॉजिक बेसिकली चेक कर रहा है कि यहाँ पे अगर एवरी वन इज अ क्रॉस, देन इट विल रिटर्न ट्रू और वन. ओके, बुलियन बेसिकली रिटर्न्स ट्रू, दैट्स इट. एंड इफ इट इज बेसिकली नॉट फॉर all the cells, then it will return a false. It's a simple program, right? यहाँ पे तो कुछ लाइक उतना नहीं होना चाहिए प्रॉब्लम. नेक्स्ट, we were making the check line. So basically यहाँ पे क्या देंगे हम देंगे both and the row ID and of course the current player, which is correct. So if the check line returns true, then I will basically say that true means there is a winner in this particular row IDs. Okay, now of course I can have a similar function, but now I can have it for the columns. Okay, I was checking the rows. So in a tic-tac-toe game, I don't know why this is open. Where is the tic-tac-toe board? I think I opened it somewhere, right? Yeah. Oh no, not here. Where is the board? Where is the board? Where is the board? I guess I forgot to open the board. Let me open tic-tac-toe board. Okay, we open the board. Yeah. So here in a board, we have done the checking for each row, but we need to check this column as well. So how do we go into checking the column? For that, we need to first go to each and every row, take the first element of the row or the particular row ID of the element. So let's say we use the same thing for row ID X. Yeah, it is. Yeah, this one is fine. I'm not going to go into this part. Now, for each row, as we traverse in the 0, 1 and 2, if I can have the check line function, but implemented in a very different manner. See this, if check line, I think this is correct. Let me just check it up real quick. No, not totally correct. So we will be making the parameters for it. So I want to have a tuple, and Inside this, it will have basically the board, but I'm going to take the row IDX, means dynamically changing the row and column. Okay. And how am I changing it? Let me show you. Board. Let's do. Oh, why am I? Yeah, it's fine. It's a 2D array, right? So 2D array means here I will have the row IDX, and let's say I have the column IDX. Column IDX for. Okay, no, this is not correct. This is not correct. Now this for loop needs to work. For row IDX, what is the range? Of course, it is the range in 3, and yeah, it will work. It will work. Fine. So what I'm doing in this thing, understand? I'm calling the function checkline. Where is the function checkline? And it basically takes the tuple. But now the tuple is sending the row and column by basically, how can I say this? It is kind of inverting the whole matrix. Okay. I can tell you this, इसको थोड़ा क्या बोलूँ? Oh, wait a minute, column IDX नहीं लिया है ना? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should be mentioning it as column IDX. That's my fault. Column IDX, because I am rotating it in that way. So, yeah, it is fine. Let me just think about it a little bit. Let me think that if the looping is working correctly. Yeah, it is fine. It is fine. So, yeah, okay. So what is happening? So here the row IDX was initialized. Okay, it was initialized, but now here how is it changing? The row is changing in the range 0, 1, and 2. So it will change the board. So 0, 1, and 2, but it is passing the tuple of the column. Okay. So when see, I could have just have it in a different manner also. Like, let me just comment it out for a better understanding. For column, then I can just have for row, then this thing. This is the whole logic that we are doing. Okay. Basically, we are checking that if the both row IDX and this is equal to player, then we are going to check that, okay, when it is 0 and when the like it is the next one, and what do you call this? Yeah. No, this is implementing that, not this, like this. Okay, whatever. Let me just call it a check line. Yeah. This would be, yeah. Instead of writing it like this, I'm writing it like this. That's it. That's the only difference. I'm making my life shorter. That's it. चलो. ठीक है? कोई प्रॉब्लम है? Nested loops are difficult, I know. यहाँ पे internally first you will change the row. Okay. First you will change the row IDs 0, 1, 2, 3. Here you will change the row IDs. Then, but the column IDs need to be changing after it. So first you change the row, so 0. Then column ID is going from 0. Then you check the 0, 0 line. Okay, it will check the 0, 0 line. Then it will change the 0 and it will change to 1, the 0, 0, 1 column, and then it will go to 0, 3 or 1, 3. Okay, that way it will check the line. So that's how it's going. So any issues, kuch problem?
Nah.
Yeah, what's the problem?
No problem.
Okay, no problem. Good. That's good. Very good. Let's continue. It is a long program, so even I am at this point, I don't know why I'm feeling tired. Okay, let's continue. Now, as Tutika was mentioning, this was just for checking the linear rows, right? What about the diagonals? So we need to make functions for checking the diagonals. So how do we make it? There are in a chair like 3 cross 3 matrix, there are basically two diagonals, right? So a player can win in just two ways. So I can just have diagonal 1 and basically, okay, it is why the AI is not suggesting me good way of writing it, but okay. Niket, you always say na, that my AI is good, that it fills up all my programming.
True.
Now see this, it is making, so, okay, now, okay, this one is now correct, but so it sometimes makes the life hell when it is not able to understand the context that I'm working. The previous suggestion was garbage. Now this suggestion is good. This is correct suggestion. So what I want to do, I want to take the 0 comma 0 element for I in the range 3. So basically 0 comma 0, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, right? And next the diagonal 2 is what? It is basically then what do you call this? 2 comma 0, then 1 comma 1, and then it is 0 comma 2, right? So this is the logic for the second diagonal. Are you able to understand this logic? कोई प्रॉब्लम है तो बोल सकते हो ठीक है
No,
now
here is a
because
basic हो जा.
these are metrics, simple metrics. So now if check line diagonal 1 player or check line diagonal 2 and player, which is exactly correct, if any of these are true, then basically the player wins, else it returns false. So now we have made the check win function. Congratulations, we have made the check win function. Okay, now what do we need to do? We also need to make the is draw function. So check win is done. Next, make the is draw function. Let's make it here.
ये चापेगा check करना.
Check win, yeah, of course. Like we are making a full-fledged project in, I don't know, probably 3 hours. Let's see how much we can do. Chalo, check draw. Okay, draw is a very simple one. Don't know if it has done it correctly or not. So return, no, I'm not going to use this. So understand how I'm checking it. If any of the cells, okay, did I make the get cell function? Yeah, I have made the get cell function. Okay. If any of the cells that I check is basically, what do you call this? In the, how can I make it? Like, give me a second. If I get the cell from the board and I check that if it is some row and column, and in that row and column, I check the win. If there are no wins for X and O or X and circle, then it is a draw, right? It is correct, right? If there are no wins for X or O, then it is a draw. Isn't that a simple logic?
Yeah.
Okay, then let's implement it. Let's do it.
Kilo.
If neither X or the circle wins, then it is a draw, right?
हाँ, true. ठीक है sir.
That's it. That's what we are going to implement. चलेगा?
हाँ, चलेगा ठीक है sir. Okay.
Okay, let's implement. If let's say not if if यहाँ के बोलो return not of let's say check win, that it is not for the winner for this and not for check win of O, and all the cells are not empty. This is a very good one. This is a good suggestion. Not all the cells are not empty. Okay, for each checking for each row in the
Sir,
board
just tell
for
me
each
one
cell.
thing. Why are you doing so much typecasting?
Typecasting, we are not doing much typecasting here.
I mean, like you are running a loop in a like it's a very much typecasting.
Oh, these are not typecasting. This is like writing Pythonic code. Pythonic codes are like this. Okay.
Okay.
Now, इतना तक तो हो गया. And
So just tell me one thing. How will you make the GUI? Like using Python, we will make the GUI.
yes, using Python, we are going to make the GUI. Probably not possible in today's class. I don't think even
Oh,
alpha
that's a
beta,
Mata chopper of there.
I don't think even alpha beta pruning, that's a machine learning, like a simple greedy algorithm. I don't
হবে
think
না
that
স্যার
is
হবে না
also,
হবে না
yeah, even that is
মাথায়
possible into this
brain
today's class, I
brain
don't
will
know.
be not braining, brain will be not braining.
Okay, Dudika, अगर कहीं पे like if you are thinking like this is too much stuff for today's class, for both of you, we can stop and continue from the next. Okay, but let's try to at least finish the CLI, a simple CLI. ठीक है, इतना तो कर सकते हैं.
So tell me one thing, how much part is left for making the CLI?
Till now we have just only done the checking and all this. We still haven't like made the functions where the computer will move and decide that where to place the X and where to place the like O or circle. Okay, that whole thing is still left out. So yeah, it's a long thing. It's a long thing. We have still okay. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. So now if let's move. Okay, if the move, let's if it is a valid move, so means the move is
Tell me
not
one thing, in
empty or
which class
something.
did you do this? Did you do this programming?
Oh, I did. I made my first tic-tac-toe game in class 11 using C programming language.
বাবা, তোমার সাথে
That
কম্পেয়ার করলেই সবসময় হেরেই যাই।
no, don't say it like that. I at that time I used to like spend a random amount of times in programming. I because I remember I was having discussions with one of my really good friends. His name is Deepam. He is currently in ISI. And we were discussing about the tic-tac-toe game algorithm, like how it works and what should we check in the matrix. It took me like 1 week to make it. Uh, at that time, I did not, I took it upon myself to never search the internet on how to make it. And it was a lot of if else and various errors. It was like a fun thing that like and Deepam was helping me out. Okay, like how should the algorithm proceed and everything. He's a good mathematician. I am not that good in mathematics. Okay, and
স্যার
yeah,
আইএসআইতে
that's
এখন যথেষ্ট ভালোই ম্যাথমেটিক্স স্যার।
yeah. He's great in mathematics. Okay, so okay, now we are making the move. So, okay, we do need another checker. We need to check that if the move is valid or not. Like if suddenly the user enters 256, 255. Okay, that is not a valid move, right? So we need to make a function. Let's say here, we need to make a function called is valid move. Okay. So is valid move, I'm taking the board and I'm also taking the row and integer and returning a boolean. That's actually correct. I'm going to accept it. And I am going to accept it till this part, not this part. So we can do it in a single line. Basically, we need to check if the row and the column are lying within the range of 0 to 0, 1 and 2, right? So, and if it is not empty or something. So, um, I can just have 0 less than equal to row 3. This is correct. And it is okay. And I can use not both like this. I can use get cell. So I can get each cell and check if the row and column is empty or not. Yeah. So this is correct. Done. Such a simple function. Right. I just needed to have 3 different checking for this particular function. So let's go back here.
Like you define the range for row and column.
Yes, correct. For range and
And
if
if it
the
is in the and if it is in the range, then it will if there is a valid move, and if it is out of the range, then it's an invalid move.
yes, and not only that, we are checking that if it is empty or not. Like the player can't be like, I don't want to enter anything. You have to enter, otherwise you are just quitting the game, right?
That's
So yeah, we have done that checking and basically, yeah, valid move. It's fine. So let's carry on. Um, this is fine. Let's go with another if. If is valid move, both and column. I'm going to accept it till here. This line is probably not right. So it's a valid move. Row and column I'm entering. Okay, fine. Now, if it is a valid move, then only we are going to have a new board. So let's say call it a new BOA. Achha, why is it like red in? Oh, there is a random slash here. I don't know where this slash came from. Okay, what happened? This AI sometimes does too much auto completion. I don't want. I don't want auto completion. Oh, uh, issues with AI. I don't want you to help me right now. I want to because whatever it is doing is not doing correctly. So yeah. Now we can have a set cell. Did I make a set cell function? I think I did not. So I am going to make it like both row and column and the current player symbol, which is exactly correct. But I need to make this function. Let's go back and make it. So remember I made a function called get cell, which basically gets the current value inside the particular cell of the board. Now I need to make another function, def set cell, which basically returns a new board with the player's mark, and yeah, whatever the player's mark is at the particular like index row cross column. Okay, and one more thing is that I do not want the set cell to modify the current board. So I want it to return a new board. Okay, so it will return a new board, which is correct. And I'm going to have a doc string in a different way. So it will basically do what? It will return a new board with a value. Yeah, it is correct. That is true. And basically I wanted to mention does not modify the original board. Yeah, good enough. Now, yeah, this is no, I don't want to have. Okay, it changed it. Fine. Let's see. No, I want to have it in a different way. So let's do it. New board. Like basically I want to have a new board. So let's do one thing. Let's first convert the tuples into a list so that we can modify. Okay. So convert board to a list of lists from tuple of tuples to modify it. Okay. So I can have a new board list. Okay. And I can have it like a list of the row for each row in the board, which is correct. Fine. Now, if of course I need to check out that this is not like giving me an invalid board or anything. So if the row is less than equal to, it is correct, but I want to have another condition, and basically new board list row is not empty, which is correct. Now this condition is fine. This condition is also fine. Now, as all these conditions are fine, what do we want? We basically want the player's symbol to be inserted at the exact position that he wants. So basically I want new board list, which is equal to not the value, but the player, because I have taken the input of the player. Wait, did I not? Did I not? No, I haven't taken it in the argument. So that's why the error is. So let's call it player, and let's take the like parameter for it. Okay. So we have both, we have row, we have column, and then what is this value? I did not check it. So this is the thing. AI will give you some garbage code and you need to check it. I don't know if I have accepted some random garbage code at anywhere in this while making it. I might have, I don't know. So it is player. Now this is fine. As now this is fine, we can return the tuple for each row in the new board list, which is exactly what I want, which is fine. And I don't think I can need an else here. I can just return. Yeah, I can just return the board if the move is invalid. So yeah, it is fine. Chalega. So this is the function that will basically set the board and return a new board with the new state of the game. Okay. So fine. Let's go back here. And कहाँ तक हमने बनाया है? हमने बनाया है set board तक बनाया है.
স্যার এবার যাও তো ঘুরে যাচ্ছে আস্তে আস্তে।
Why? Is it that boring?
তুমি এই পার্ট, না না, তুমি যে এই পার্টটা কি করলে বুঝলাম না, তুমি বোর্ডকে কনভার্ট করলে কি করলে?
Basically, I am taking the input from the user that where he wants to place his current symbol. And I don't want to change the board. I want to return a new board. See, I am returning a new state of the game. Okay. Do you get it? That's it. That's what I'm doing. That's I told you now, you will understand why as we later start the alpha and beta pruning algorithm. Okay. As we explain the alpha and beta pruning algorithm, you will understand that I don't want to modify the original board and just keep on changing the board. I want to have different boards and different states. I need to save the game states. Okay. Remember that you are playing, let's say, some kind of game. You're playing some Pokemon game. So it saves the game state, right? It saves how many Pokemons you have. It saves how many badges you have. So that's why
Yeah.
at each and every point I want to save the game state. Is it understandable? Chalega?
चलेगा।
Okay. Now, yeah. So I have this new game state. अच्छा, Dhyutika, is it understandable? कोई problem है तो बोल सकती हो.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Then we are going to have next player symbol, which is fine because after the player gives its own symbol or इसने the valid move play कर लिया, we basically need to go to the next player. And after we are going by the player X, if the current player symbol is X. So yeah. So if the current player symbol is X, then the next player will be the circle or the O. And else, if it is like if the current player symbol is not basically X but the O, then it will change and flip. That's it. That's a simple logic, and this is correct. Now the game loop will go on. Basically, it will create a new board, then it will take the next player symbol and the player X turn and the player O turn, which is here. We are basically calling this function itself. So it is calling the function itself, but now the player symbol has changed and I am sending a new board to it. Okay. Chalega? Fine. Else, there is like an invalid move. So I should not be doing this. Just invalid move and try again, or kya bolu? Yeah, something like this. Okay. And if we go out, wait, am I losing one else here? Yeah, I'm losing one else here. This else should be here. And this will be here. And if move is invalid, now here there will be another else. And let's say this is what? This is basically means that currently I have no move. So print, it is also giving me a wrong print statement. So no, I don't even have a move. No more no more name. No move made. Yeah, ये लिख देता हूँ. या फिर if you want to roast the player, you can roast the player as well here. This indicates not a draw and issue in a player strategy. Like ये तेरा skill issue है. चल ठीक है.
So why?
The player has not made a valid move. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, so the game logic is now done. Game loop, or no, sorry, the game loop is now done. Okay. It was a long one, but let's continue. We need to make more stuff for it. Okay. Acha, now let's continue. But because we have made it like this, we'll go back to the main. If I just think about the main, I am stripping. This one is fine. Where is this? Yeah, this one is fine. No, where is the main? Yeah, main. Oh, I actually kind of forgot what what I mean, so I need to just go back and look for it. Uh, hmm. If it's not, then this is correct. But then I think, okay, I think I went ahead with that logic, but now that I look at it, see what is happening. While true means while the first initial infinite loop is running, I have a mode. So basically, I do go inside, and as I go inside this loop, because there is no condition, I will go inside as the main is run. So okay, by the way, main run means of course I need to have a very popular line that I always say to include, that is this thing. So now let's go back to this logic. So this line will be printed. So no matter what, this line will be printed. If the mode is not in this, then it will say that it is an invalid move. Now as soon as this is done, this will go on till the player gives a valid move. So this is a loop that I want to make. I want to add this uh yeah, loop until a valid move is chosen. So I don't want the other part of it to be inside this. So then as soon as the valid move is chosen, I will initialize the board. Yeah, I will initialize the board, and then I will say that okay, if the move was 1 or 2, because from here the user will select a valid move, and as soon as the valid move is chosen, it can either be 1 or it can either be 2. So it can either be 1, which is fine, and yeah, I still need to make the human move and this like computer move. So still need to make this. We'll be making it. And after this, basically I want the game loop to be inside here. No. No. Game loop is fine. So game loop has to be outside. Yeah, game loop is here. Okay, I think there is some mistake. Game loop is right. Get human move. Now here I want to have the game loop, and here I will send the initial board. The initial player is X, and I will have this get human move and all this thing. Okay, get no, I need no, I don't need that. I will be using the player X strategy and the player O strategy, which is correct. And if I go outside this one, else, if the mode is basically, else means what? Else means mode was equal to 2, means this is a player versus player. Okay. Then if it is a player versus player, this I want to change it. I will say that print I can just call it player X versus player O, and this will basically have the game loop. Oh, क्या हो गया? Game loop where I send the initial and then I send the human move, And then again, I send a human move, which is fine. Yeah, this is fine. And after all this is done, I can just say print game over and like just have a simple like thanks for playing and all this. Okay. Now this is the main function. Now I still need to make this human move and the computer move. And after I make these last two functions, I hope that everything will be done. Okay, it was a long day, last two functions, and this is where the logic of computer playing the moves and everything will be there. Okay, so let's go and make it. How much time do we have? We have about 45 minutes before I have a meeting and stuff. So wait, I think I have a meeting. Can you just give me a second? Let me just check my WhatsApp real quick. Oh, sure, take time. Oh, probably I won't be having the meeting today. Oh, good enough. Because I still need to figure out a lot of the things of the Docker, because the Docker container that I made last night was not working. I still haven't figured out why is it not working, and whatever. So that's my work related stuff. Whatever. So let's the last two functions. Okay, guys, are you there? Are you there, or are you asleep?
স্যার ঘুম পাচ্ছে।
Okay. What about Dutika? Are you there? Are you there, or you have already fallen asleep? Okay, are you feeling asleep? Are you feeling sleepy? Sorry. No, okay, fine. At least at least थोड़ा सा जोश रख दो. Last दो functions है, ठीक है? Just last. So get human move. I'm sending the board. I'm sending the player, and it will
So
basically
how can
return
this
a move.
Tic-Tac-Toe game be so complicated?
It is what it is. So we are making a tic-tac-toe, that too in CLI. You haven't seen you have seen the output of the GUI, right? I want you guys to make the GUI. Let's go on. So while true, I don't know if this one is no, this is not exactly correct. This is not what I want. Again, the AI, I need to make it myself. Let's go. So try was correct. Okay, whatever. So try. Oh, I think, Dutika, have I explained to you the try and accept this part? I haven't, right?
No.
Okay. Let's have Niket explain the try and accept error.
আরে
Uh,
স্যার না, আমি কিছু জানি না, আমি পারবো না। তুমি
you
সব
have
আমার উপর ছেড়ে দিও না।
you have a class. You had a class on try and accept error. What
আরে
were you
হ্যাঁ
doing?
জানি, বাট তুমি বোঝাও।
Okay, fine.
আরে
This is
স্যার,
the
আমার
class.
এই প্রোগ্রাম বুঝতে আমি নিজে বুঝে যাচ্ছি, আমার মাথার পুরো ঘেটে যাচ্ছে। একটা জিনিস বারবার খালি ভাবছি কি হচ্ছে, তার মধ্যে আবার এটা কি, উফ,
Okay,
এতগুলো ফাংশনস।
Okay, Dutika, understand this try and accept. This is just a little bit digression to like get you on the same track as Niket, which is basically you have a suppose divide function and you divide a by b. Now, suppose you divide a be any number, but suppose you take b as 0, then you should have a 0 division error, right? So, and the compilation will stop. You do not want the compilation to stop at any point in time. So what you do, you basically catch the error. Okay, you catch the error and you print a statement to the user that, see, you are a dumb fellow and you don't know how that division by 0 gives you infinity or basically undefined results. So what you do, you basically try a loop, and inside the loop you just try that this division, is it possible or not? And then you check and then you return the result. But if at any point in this trying, you get any kind of error, which is like 0 division error, one of the popular error, then you just say that you are a stupid person who is entering a 0 denominator. Please enter a non-zero denominator, and basically you just then again ask to enter a valid number, and you just carry on with the loop. So this is try and accept error catching. So was this simple explanation enough, or do you have doubts and questions?
Can you explain line number 18?
Line number 18, yeah. Oh, acha, this one. This is basically suppose you do not know what kind of error you suppose some other error. It is not a value error. It is not a 0 division error. Suppose the user enters 10 divided by Niket. He or she enters the name of a person. Now that kind of error, you might not understand that what could be the error. Then you catch the exception that you are having as some E is a string here. Okay. And then you just print that unexpected error occurred, and then you print the string, which basically says the interpreter, the interpreter will put out some error, but you can't, like, let's say, predeterminedly say that this will be a value error, this will be an indentation error, this will be a zero division error, this will be a key error, this will be an index error, whatever. You can't, like, forego or let's say forecast what could be the error. So then you just print the error. Do you get it?
But how will I know that the string will be E?
You are catching it. No, you are catching the exception. It is a classic Python syntax. So exception will contain the error, like value error, division error, whatever error, and it will catch it as E, and like catch it as exception, and it will store into a variable called E. It could be another variable like E error, EO error, whatever. Okay, EOR, whatever it is. Okay, that's it. That's a name of a variable, a string variable. That's it. Fine.
And what if I do not write from line number 11 to 17 and just write the line 18?
Yeah, you can do that as well. But here it is a simple division. Na? So we can expect or we can anticipate what the error could be. It's not like like this is a very general case where you do not even understand or like predeterminedly say that what could be the error. But suppose you have some notion that what the error could be here. So it's better to do specific error exceptions or handling, but suppose you do not understand or do not get which error could be, then you do a general error handling. Okay.
Okay.
Any more doubts? Any more questions?
No.
Okay, then we return to this one. So we were making the try and exception. So here, what could be the error? Let's make the exceptions first. Okay, except we could be having a value error, and as you know that the both, so the human can give a out of index error. So these two errors are very common, so I'm expecting within these two the error will be there, and I don't want it to continue. I want it to pause there. So that's it. Please enter a valid row and column separated by this. Okay, and yeah, I can just say that try again. Now let's make the try block, okay, which is basically when our code will run, and hopefully it will run without any errors. Let's first do a simple print and player be the, I think I took it, wait. I'm going to call this not player, it sometimes gives me an issue, so I'm just going to call it symbol, just to be clear. Now let's go and make it. Player is the player symbol, then enter your move, enter your row and column. I would like to give an example for the user to understand that what I want the user to enter. So I want the user to enter something like this 0, 1. Okay. And that's it. That's a simple way that we are going to have it. Then I'm going to take the move and I'm going to basically have a string of it. Then I'm going to strip it out. Okay, basically strip it out of the spaces, and then basically have the row and column using a map function. Map function is a good one, but we haven't still done the map function, right? So it will work. This is a good suggestion, but since we haven't done the map function, we are basically going to convert the string into a integer. So basically I will have the 0 and the okay, why is it 2? Okay, this is where the AI and
Sir,
this
you
automatic code.
didn't done what is map function?
What is?
What is the map function?
We haven't done it. That's why I'm not into it. Okay, it will take some time. So let's not go into the map function right now. Okay, we are not going into that. So we are just changing the string into an integer, and that's it. Done. Chalega?
Chalega.
So of course we need to check if it is a valid move or not. So yeah, We will check it, and if it is a valid move, it will basically return the row and column. Else, it is an invalid move. Yeah, fine. Now, what is the issue here? Okay. Now I have the exception, and yeah, get human move is totally done and dusted. Now comes the like difficult one would be the get the computers move. This is the human move. Human one is playing.
এর
But
থেকেও
now
ডিফিকাল্ট আছে
we need to make the computer play the move, right? So let's make the computer play the move. Okay. So here it will not be, I am going to call it as computer symbol, and this will be the player here. And yeah, it will basically return a move, valid move. Have I created a move? I think I have created a move as a global variable, tuple int. Yeah, I have created it, so no issues. The return type will be a move. Why is it that move is now highlighted here? Oh, it's fine. So whatever. Now I think I will make a more detailed doc string as to what I want here. Okay. So basically, let's create just a second. So here, understand, I'm going to write out the logic because this is where I'm going to implement a simple perceptron like money, like it is it is like a neural network, but neural network for kids. Okay, perceptron.
Can you please explain what is neural networks in AI?
Yeah, it is basically you are creating neurons that fire up whenever you have a basically feedback. Okay, when you have a feedback, or let's say when you have a input, neurons tend to uh, cater, or let's say they tend to become more flexible towards the expected output. Basically, suppose you have a lot of different points in a graph, okay, and you don't know if the points correspond to a linear function or they correspond to a parabolic square function, okay, because you do not know or you cannot anticipate what it could be. Then you basically have a neural network that try to modulate itself into a function which is more suitable based on the data that you have. Okay, let me just check the live. Just a second. Okay, the live is going fine. So after this, this kind of like neural networks, we of course they are implementing neural networks at this point without going through all the mathematics required is a bit difficult. That's why we are using a very simple perceptron like neural
What type of
network.
mathematics is required?
You need to understand linear algebra as well as probability, and also function like function real some a little bit of real
Linear algebra
analysis.
means matrices and determinants.
Yes, but
Let's do
थोड़ा
it.
सा
I know that.
advance, थोड़ा सा advance
But key
नहीं भाई
advance.
11. You need to
But key
understand.
advance.
You need to understand row echelon forms. You need to understand
Okay.
diagonalization. You need to understand eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Okay. You will go, and also you need
Gotcha.
to understand basically what they call this SVD, singular value decomposition, or you can understand the spectral analysis. Okay. I think that up
What
to
is the
spectral analysis,
argon vectors? Argon vectors.
eigenvectors.
Oh, I own that. Don't know.
Yeah, so that's why
Excuse me.
I'm not going into that. That's why I'm just implementing a perceptron like neural network using if else. That's it. Okay. I'm making it simple. I'm giving you a introduction to data science and introduction to basically what let's say computer science people do. Okay. So first what we are going to do, we are going to do a win if statement. Okay. Like win if possible. Okay. Then basically we are going to block the opponent if they are about to win. If they are about to win. Okay. And the third one, we basically like This is not a good one. Basically, we take the center position, like while tic-tac-toe, if you play, you try to take the center position. Take the center position if it is available, or basically take any corner position if it is available, or if none of these are available, take any other available position. This is like the logic when we play a simple tic-tac-toe game, right? So suppose I go and show you the game here once real quick. So if suppose I want to play and I'm going first, so I will target to either go at the center, or I will target to either go at the end. So suppose I go at the end, then the AI will target to go at the center first. Okay. Then I will target to go at the corner. Then it will go to the position such that it can complete a row. If I have chosen here, then I would have made the AI to go into a deadlock. But at this point, the only way to get the AI get the match is to a draw. Okay, that's here, here, and here. It's a draw. That's how we play tic-tac-toe game. That's how we play it, right? Correct?
Can you please show this again?
Sure. Let's see. Suppose we are playing the game. We always try to target the corner first. Then the AI will try to target the center first. Because the AI is at the defensive
Right.
position. ভাই তুই টিকট্যাক খেলেছিস?
হ্যাঁ tic-tac-toe আমি মানে চালাকি জানি কিভাবে জিততে হয়।
But have you ever analyzed how you play a tic-tac-toe game?
দেখো স্যার চালাকিটা আমি জানি, ব্যাস এটাই বলতে পারি।
But have
Can
you,
you
can
put
you
the
explain?
cross?
Yeah. Yeah?
Can you put the cross diagonally to the other corner?
Sure.
এবার উপরে দাও উপরে দাও, ব্যাস জিতে যাবে, এটাই হচ্ছে ট্যাকটিক্স। আরে কি ওইখানে কেন দিতে গেলে? এই তো তোমার ডান দিকেই তো জায়গাটা ফাঁকা ছিল, জিতে যেতে তুমি।
Let's try again. Here.
আরে এটাই তো
Here.
ট্যাকটিক, উপরে দাও উপরে দাও, ওভার দেবে আবার মাঝখানে দিতে, ব্যাস ইট ইজ দ্য ট্যাকটিক। এটা হচ্ছে একটা
Yes.
ট্যাকটিক জেতার জন্য।
That's the point. But suppose I want to show this. Like suppose let it do. Now here. If I just block it here. Okay. I can block it here. But I can also win here. Right. If I press here, I will win. But if I press here, it will end in a draw. Okay. These are what? These are game states, right?
Is the computer prioritizing the moves?
Yes, it is prioritizing. This particular जो तुम ये देख रहे हो ना,
ও তো প্রত্যেকবার একই একই জায়গায় সার্কেল পুট করছে। লাইক এর চালাকিটা কিন্তু ভাঙার জন্য একটা মেথড হয়, এটা তো বার করতে পারছে না।
this thing is not মানে আমি বললাম না, this is not neural networks. It is not training to be, it is not trained in multiple games. It's not, I'm not having putting neurons into it. It is alpha beta pruning, which is a different machine learning algorithm, which is good for basics. But understand, again, I am giving a very simple outlook over neural networks. Actual neural networks are actually trained over different games, and they have weights, okay, which are different.
আচ্ছা
But again, implementing those
Okay.
will require you to at least go through second year of college level mathematics. Otherwise, it's difficult. Okay. Okay. You if you want, I can play with you guys. Like, tell me where should I play the game? Okay. How should I play the game? Let's go. Who wants to play the game against the AI?
ক্রসে দাও, একদম ডায়াগোনাল দাও, মানে ডায়াগোনালে।
Here? Okay, Dyotika, where do you want to let her also play? So, yeah,
Diagonally to the other side.
this one.
Yeah.
Then here, right?
Yeah. This is the basic.
Then,
তো তোমার এআই বুঝতে পারছে না চালাকিটা।
अरे बोल रहा हूँ तो this is a very simple algorithm. Okay, but yeah, this is a nice GUI, right? What do you think? New game setup, we can have, so we can make all of this thing in Python. So let's see how much we can like progress today. Let's go. Now, so we have the computer move simple and basically both, and this is now, yeah. So we need to have an opponent. opponent, let's call it opponent symbol, which is basically O here. If the computer symbol is X, else it is X. Okay. Simple. कोई problem तो नहीं है ना?
না
Now, next we will have a variable which we will call as available moves. Okay. And I think this is a good function. Like this is what it is suggesting is good. But let's abstract it to a function called get available moves over the board. And we are going to make the another function somewhere. Let's make it here. No, not make here. Let's make it here. I think that at this point I should like have multiple like hashes to separate it out different parts of the code. Like Control C. Let's just have it Control V. Like it will help me to understand, okay, where I am ending a function. It is just decoration. Yeah, sure.
In this game, will the user always make the first move?
No, user can also make the second move. Remember the move one, if the user chooses to be O or the circle, then O means basically it will be the second move, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So now let's make the def get available moves. And yeah, this is correct or not? Do we have here? Board is board and yeah, list is fine. Also, by the way, did I import the list? Yeah, imported list. Yeah, callable. Yeah, fine. So I imported them. So why is it? Oh, I haven't done anything in it. So fine. Okay. Whatever it was suggesting me inside that equal to, we are basically just going to return it. Means what? We are going to check where are the places inside the given board where we can put our symbol. Okay. So we can return the row and column for while checking each and every like row and column. If it is if I think I have made something for it. Why am I going to use it like that? Get cell board row and column equal to yeah. This looks better, I think. Now I need to have a doc string for it. So get the list of available moves on the board, and this is correct. So this is the function that we shall be having. Let's just segment out the code again a little bit so that we can understand, okay, where one function is ending, where one function is starting. This is just for decoration and that's it, nothing else. Now we are making this, right? So we were making the get available moves on the board, and all the moves will be stored inside this available moves. Okay. Chalega? Now, after this, remember the first thing that we are doing. The first thing that we want to do, check if the computer can win in the next move. Okay. So for that, we basically take the move in the for all the moves in the available moves, we are going to go through a loop. Okay. We can, okay, then the next part of the code is not good. Then we are going to create a temporary board. Okay, understand this. This will actually like open up your neurons, your actual brain neurons in understanding a lot of different game states. Okay, how even like when you are making any game, like actual game, like let's say Pokemon game or maybe like GTA or whatever, you will understand that there are multiple game states and there is this web function collapse and all these different algorithms which are used. But okay, this is one of them. You create a temporary board and you basically set the cell with the move 0 and the move 1 and use the computer symbol. Yeah. So basically you are creating a temporary board and check, like you are creating an abstract when you are like thinking that should I, okay, so let me just show you this. Suppose you are here, you are playing the game. Okay. Now You play here. Now you are inside your head. Inside your head, you are thinking that should I place my symbol here? 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 Or should I place my symbol here? Now all those steps, you are not only thinking that okay, this goes good, and as soon as you think that okay, if I place it here, the opponent might place it there, and then you are thinking then I will place it here. Now it will happen that as soon as you decide placing here, the opponent will place here, 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 here. It have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 different states. Okay. So the opponent may place any of these 6, but you are not thinking about all those 6 things inside your head on all those game states, but the computer will be calculating all those possible game states. Get it?
Can you explain again?
Yes, sure. Suppose you go to here. Now, as soon as you put the first mark here, what you are thinking, how many places can, okay, Dudika, answer this. How many places can you place your next symbol?
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. So as soon as you play your first move, the computer plays its next move. How many places can you play your next move? How many cells are there where you play your next move? Huh?
7.
7, right? Now, suppose in your head, I'm not going to click any cell. In your head, you place your next move here. Then the computer can play in how many ways?
6.
Yes, then the computer can play in 6 different ways. Now imagine, I'm not placing any symbol here. Out of those 6 different ways, computer plays it here. Now, how many ways can you again play the game?
5.
Good. Now, can you imagine this thing as a tree that is going on? Like, okay, let me give you a diagram. Wait. I think I made a diagram for this. So this is the game flow logic. This is like, oh, I forgot to make the game. Did I forgot to make it? I think I forgot. Yeah, I forgot to make it. Sadly. Okay, give me a second.
স্যার এই কম্পিউটারের কথা লজিকটা একবার একটু বলো।
Huh?
কম্পিউটার গেম খেলার লজিকটা একবার বলো।
হ্যাঁ, বলছি। Oh, this is a good diagram. Where is it? Yeah, see this. This is a good diagram. यहाँ पे देखो. This is a game state, right? Now it can happen that it might go like this in 3 different ways. Then from each game, it can go like this. Okay. These are basically game states. Okay. And I think I should have a better diagram. This is not a good diagram. Just a second.
কিন্তু সব পারমুটেশন কম্বিনেশন মিলিয়ে সব কটা অনেক পজিশন দেখাচ্ছে, কখন ভাবে খেলা যায়।
Yes, that's what I want the computer to go through. Yeah, this is one of those. Okay. See this. This is a good diagram. See, these are all the different game states a computer can go on. Okay. Like into playing a tic-tac-toe game. So just a second. I think there are good diagrams for it. I don't know why I'm not able to find it in. This is a min-max algorithm which I applied. Yeah, so let's take this diagram for an example. Suppose it goes like this, that from here I can play in 3 different ways. Okay, and I need to imagine my moves, that in each move what can happen. Okay, So here, if I go like, I can play in 7 different ways, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. At each position, I will imagine that what's going to happen. If I suppose play here, then this will go on like this. Okay. But suppose it will play here, but instead of playing here, I play it here. Then it can play like this. But it could have been like the computer might have positioned it here, 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 here. It had 6 different choices. So basically, in
Yeah,
my
then why it is
head,
choosing that position only?
अरे उसके उसके लिए तो हम एल्गोरिदम बना रहे हैं ना, वाई का एल्गोरिदम ही बना रहे हैं. Okay, but understand that we are making temporary boards where the computer will find that it can win, and it will check that in how many cases it will win. Okay, suppose I go it like this. Okay, then the computer can win in 5 ways. Suppose if I position my x here, then the computer can win in 5 different ways. Okay, but suppose I position my x here, then the computer will only win in 2 different ways. Okay, suppose then the computer will not choose this path to follow. It will choose the path where it can win the most number of times. Do you get it? Okay, we are going to make the algorithm, and let's keep on making the algorithm. Hopefully, while making it, you will try to understand what happens. We are making a temporary board where we are setting the different moves of the computer. Okay, it is now thinking. It is now thinking that if the move goes like this and like this, then I will go like this and like this. If you check that in the temporary board, in the computer symbol, if it basically wins, okay, uh, then if it wins at any of these temporary boards in the next layer, it will basically what? It will basically choose that move. Means it will basically choose, computer chooses to win at this move. Okay, and it returns the move. Okay, so it will choose the most favorable move because it is calculating all the different pathways it can set the move, and in all those different pathways where it can win, it will choose it. चलेगा?
चलेगा.
द्युतिका, अंडरस्टैंडेबल हुआ या फिर अभी भी थोड़ा सा डाउट है?
No, it's okay.
Sure. Okay. I know that this might be a little bit difficult because एक loop में बहुत कुछ हो गया, but what you guys can do at your home is basically take. अच्छा, just a second. What's the time? Yeah, it is 7.
স্যার
Give me
তুমি
a
এটা
second.
3টে অবধি রাখো, তারপর মাথা কাজ করবো আমার.
Okay. Sure. Take time. Uh, let's meet tomorrow with good results. Let's meet. Okay, I am getting one call. I need to pick it up. Okay, just give me a second. Hello, I'm back. So, yeah, what I was saying that you guys can do one thing. What it is not again. Hello, hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. Sorry for
Yes.
the brief pause. Yeah, what I was saying that you guys do one thing. You can go back like after this class and just in the set cell. Okay, you know how this function is working, how it is setting the each and every cell. So you just basically create another board. Like basically just take pen and paper, run this code using your pen and paper, not with your compiler. Okay, not with the interpreter. That's it. That's how basically you can understand. So yeah, like when designing this code, we wrote it down using pen and paper. But yeah, it is what it is. Hmm. चलेगा?
चलेगा.
Mhm. Okay. Now let's continue. Return the move and okay, कहाँ तक किया था मैंने? ये I had to look at this chat that is going on as well, and also here, whatever. Uh, So this is the move and this is fine. Now this is the first condition. Now we have to go for all these conditions. That was just 1, 2, 3 and so 1 is done. Next we have to check if the opponent can win in the next move and we need to basically block them. Okay. So for all the available moves in the available moves, we are going to set the temperature बोल रहा था अरे क्या बोलते हैं temporary board and basically we do the same thing, but here we again check if we can win. Okay, and this is a greedy algorithm. Basically we always try to be greedy, you always want to win, so that's why this is called a greedy algorithm. But yeah, that there are different types of algorithm, we will later check. And now the next one is, can we take a center position? And for center position, first we need to check that if it is valid or not. Okay, first we need to check if it is valid or not. So if yeah, if okay, that is also a good one, but we have made functions for it. We have made functions for is valid move both 1, 1. So if it is a valid move, then the computer will basically do the 1, 1 move. Okay, then we have to check that if any corners are possible or not. Okay, first we define the corners. There are only 4 corners in the particular gaming setup that we have in the tic-tac-toe game. What you are saying about the password thing? Okay, this is what my unit is saying. Just need drop and ask him to grant you the server. What do you call this? Server access to run your okay, done. I was just helping out a junior with this. Okay, now you define the corners. Okay, and here is where you need to randomly pick a corner. Okay, whatever corner be, you need to
So then we have
randomly
to
pick
use the
it.
random module.
Now this is where we need the random module. Very good. What just happened? Why suddenly this? How the heck this got in? That's weird. I don't need any of this.
Maybe your AI.
Yeah, true. Import random. That was weird. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to think much about it. Let's continue. So I need to pick a random one. Okay, Dutika, understand? If you use random dot shuffle, basically it shuffles and chooses some corner out of these four available corners. Okay. Then of course you need to check that like if any corner that you chose, is it a valid corner or not? Okay. So if the move is basically not like this, for any valid corner you chose is valid, yeah, is valid move, you check the board and you check the basically move and wait, yeah, move, and then basically it takes the corner at this particular one and you basically return the move. Yeah, so this is fine. Now we are done with fourth case C. Now we need to do the last and final case, which is take any other available position, which is just do like, okay, this is not a good one, let's, which is basically just returning.
So can you please explain the shuffle function? Like random module shuffle টা করে নিতে and didn't ওগুলো করেছিলাম।
Array shuffle means it will choose any one of these. Okay, it will first
Okay,
shuffle
okay.
it at a random one and it will just take the top one. Okay, it will first do a random shuffling. Like you shuffle the cards, right? It will shuffle it. Means it will just change the position here and there randomly and it will take the top one. That's it. Okay. We can also make a, like, you know, that card game where you play different kind of like cards game with your tases je game gulo hoy na, you can make that. So whatever. So now we are just going to choose any of the available moves if they are available. Okay. Else basically not none. We are going to choose a simple default move. Let's say be 0, 0, 0. Okay, and this will be basically our fallback. Okay, fine.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Like, can we not make the program that the computer will either always win or make it a draw but never lose?
Sadly, this is, yeah, that's a good question. Sadly, this is a tic-tac-toe game, na? Tic-tac-toe game, if the opponent plays smartly, it can always, like, it will always end in a draw. And we are trying to make the algorithm such that the computer will always try to win.
But according to like the fourth, whatever, what do you say that?
Fourth one, yeah,
Fourth,
this one.
take any corner possession. According to this, we can also lose, right?
Ah, good point. So that's actually a good point. And this is a very, yeah, that's why this is a simple algorithm. Now, we are not exploring each and every corner that much. We could have explored each and every corner and from there we could have won. But understand that we have already taken the first step where we choose the most favorable one, right? So the first step itself will basically choose any corner if it is the best one. Do you get it?
Okay.
The first condition will check that if the like placing its symbol in a corner gets it the best number of wins, so it will choose the corner. But suppose after all this kind of, like, after playing the first best move, it is not able to play the best move, then it will check that can we put it into the center. Then if it can't put into the center, then it will first try to block it, then it will put into the center, then it will go to any corner which is available. Okay, and if you were checking that the most better best corner, then that was already checked in the first case. Chalega?
Can you show the game that you made once?
Like the GUI one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we can
Can we go?
play. Yeah, sure. Let's try.
Suppose I make X at the corner,
Let's try the corner.
and the computer gives it at the middle, and then I make the X at the diagonally at the other corner. But don't give. Okay.
Oh, so don't give. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's go again. Yeah, diagonally to the other corner. I'm not going to give it then.
Okay, so can at this point we make the computer choose that whenever after I make it to the other diagonal, can the computer not give it to any other diagonal? Because if the computer gives it to any other diagonal, it will lose. But if it gives to any of the middle positions, there is a chance for draw.
It will give, if it gives the middle position, it is a chance of drawing. Ah, no. Suppose it gives you here. Okay. Suppose the computer, like, let's suppose this is here. Okay. Then, yeah, then I will give here, there is a chance of draw. Yeah, true. Then probably the alpha beta pruning is not able to get this kind of, this is done in alpha beta pruning. Yeah, yeah, true. Alpha beta pruning will not consider this kind of step. It will be a greedy first algorithm. Then we need to change the algorithm. Okay, good question. That's a very good observation. So yeah, let's explain this. Greedy tic-tac-toe. Okay, so this is what we are actually following. This is what we are following. That is a greedy algorithm. Okay. And in the greedy algorithm, the computer will always try to win. Oh, yeah. Finally, I got a good diagram of the states here. Right now, I'm getting a diagram of the states. Whatever. So let's go. Mm, uh, open a new tab. So as you can see, these are the states. Okay. Like it will basically choose the best possible move that it can take. Okay. And it will try to win it. And that winning condition comes from going at the corners. That's where the computer is lagging. It is not thinking of drawing. So instead of using a greedy algorithm, we could use what do you call this? There are other algorithms, not a greedy one. This was what called opportunistic algorithm, or what is this? Opportunist algorithm. Give me a second. What is the other one? Just a second. There was this अरे वो जो डिप्रेशन वाला होता है वो क्या कहते हैं someone who is depressed, that one, pessimistic, yeah, pessimistic algorithm, uh, yeah, pessimistic and optimistic algorithm. I forgot this term. Tic-tac-toe. Okay, so there should be, yeah, general approach to game playing where you assume your opponent will make the best move for themselves. Okay. And here generally the min max algorithm is used, but then again, what should be the best one? Let's just go versus optimistic algorithm and B. Let's go with all the differences so that we can understand this. Okay. In our particular game, what we are doing, we are trying our best to always win, right? So this kind of thing is called a greedy algorithm. That means we are too much greedy to win. That means we are not allowing ourselves to be at the middle ground that we can take a draw. Do you understand that? And that approach is called the greedy algorithm. Next, there are two algorithms which are called the pessimistic algorithm and optimistic algorithm. The pessimistic algorithm basically thinks that the opponent will always make the best move possible for itself and the computer will always try to get towards a draw. But if you go for the optimistic algorithm, it will think that the opponent will always make the worst move possible. So the computer will try to make like use of it because the user might make the worst move. Now, what Dutika was saying is basically a pessimistic algorithm. That means the opponent will make the best move, which is the corner, and the computer needs to at best consider draw be the first case, not winning be the first case. Yes, there are algorithms for it, and we are currently not going into that, but you are correct. So was this enough of a clearance for you?
So,
Can we not add all the algorithms together?
Yes, we can. Then what it will be a neural network. It has to sift through all the different algorithms and think which algorithm will be best for this case. So it has to learn from different like playing different games. It has to learn, and that kind of learning is basically machine learning, and that learning comes from different like like it will you will let us see something called random forest. Okay, and basically you are optimizing a random forest. That okay, I'm not going into that, but yes, it is possible. Okay, but that will be too much difficult for like at this level. Very sorry for it. Okay, so I don't know if that was good enough answer for you. Yeah, it is.
স্যার
Yeah, well,
আর
yes.
কতক্ষণ?
Okay, let's see. We have made I think everything right now. I think we have made everything. Dutika, do you think have we missed anything?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
তাহলে স্যার আমার
Let's.
ব্রেন আর কাজ করছে না। আমাকে আবার পেছন থেকে একটু দেখতে হবে প্রথম থেকে আবার কি হচ্ছে ব্যাপারটা।
Of course, you might need to do it, but let's see. So say here, complete tic-tac-toe,
তুমি আবার
ls.
রাতে আজ নাও, কোনো চাপ নেই, বিকেলটা পড়ে নিই তারপর রাতে নাও।
Let's try to run it. Of course, we are going to go through a lot of errors at this point, might be because I don't know what happened. Let's see. Oh no, it is
এক্সাম
okay.
এগুলো ধরু রাতে।
I'm not going to take a random guy's name. So see, currently it is working. Currently it is running without errors till at the first step. So say we are going to play against the computer. Then basically, yeah, it is there. We have a loop error. So let's see, is it the loop error? Yeah, it is a loop error. Let's go ahead and try to fix it. So this is a loop error. What is going wrong here? Oh yeah, this was going because it is not here. It has to be like this. Now let's again go ahead here. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and run it again. Oh wait, what happened? Yeah. Let's go ahead and run it again. Yeah. Do you want to play first? Okay. Who's going to play with the AI? Who's going to play? Okay, let me play at this point. So, okay, I think I messed up the bracketing and all this stuff. Okay, we'll fix it out later. Okay, so where do we want to play? We want to play at the, let's say, center. Okay, or let's say we are the corner. Okay, 0 0 corner. Okay, 0 0 is giving me an invalid move. Oh no, wait. Oh, 0 space 0. No, it should be 0 space 0. What is happening? So basically it is the valid move. So I need to go and check the valid move.
Shouldn't it be 0, 0?
No, I made it like 0 space 0. No, I was stripping out the what do you call this middle space, right? So I think that it is the error in the is valid move. Yeah. So if is valid move, I'm taking the is valid move. I'm taking the board. I'm taking the row and returning a boolean is a row integer, and then get the cell. Is it equal to, yeah, and then I'm putting it into the get cell, right? Get cell, is there anything wrong with get cell? Let's see. No, get cell is also correct. Is it an error in the set cell? New board, listing out for row and for row in the board, which row is between this, and all of them are in this new board, and I'm convert. Yeah, it is a list. Which is okay. Is it because of a literal? If it is a error because of a literal, I'm I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. It is player. Tuple is fine for row in the new board list, and I'm returning the board. Okay, fine. Let's run it again. Let's say I'm playing this. Y. Okay. Let's say I'm playing 0, 0. Okay, let's play 0, 1. Okay, this space is not working. If I just do it like this. Okay. I think I messed out somewhere in the logic of the spacing. Okay. So, okay, 0, 0. Yeah, it is working. So 0, 0 is there. We are putting our X there. I need to check why is the 0, 0 is, it should be separated by a space. Oh, I think I missed out on some stripping here. Did I not, did I not strip it out of the spacing? I did it. So here input is fine. I'm taking the input as this, and then I'm converting it lower. I don't know what just happened, but okay. So see, this part is working, and the computer actually played at the center position. Okay, which is good. Now next our move. So let's say I want to play 2, 1. That right there. No, 2, 0. Sorry. So yeah, it is going there, and now I want to play at I want to play at 1, 2. Okay. Yeah, it is working there. I blocked it. Then, as you can see, I can play where? I can play at, basically it will end in a draw, but okay. I can play at 0, 2. And finally, I will play at 2, 1. It's a draw. But yeah, it is playing. It is working. So we have made it. Yeah, right now it is not looking that good because of the, like, there are 2 errors. We need to fix it. But yeah, it is working. So guys, anything that you want to say after all this 3 hours of programming?
ঘুম পাচ্ছে।
Okay, Dudika, was it interesting?
Very much.
Oh, thanks. Niket got sleepy. I can understand that this was
না, না
too
লিটারালি
much.
মাথা
Yeah.
এত মাথা কাজ করে না।
Okay. Okay, there are 2 errors. Let's go and try to fix it. I think there are 2 errors with it. Which are logical errors. That's the more harder thing to do, because where those 2 logical errors are, I am just thinking. Is it because of string literal this thing? So also we need to like get the board printing in a little better sense. So what's the error that is happening here, right? So I can have a backslash t here, and let's go ahead and okay, now it is going to this. Okay, I can just because at each row it is taking this. Oh yeah, that's the issue. So if I just have it backslash t here, now let's go. Yeah, now this positioning has been fixed for the first part. So I need to have a backslash t here as well, and this would probably fix it. Let's see. Oh no, oh the okay, I need to increase this thing again. So let's increase this a little bit more. Yeah, now okay, I think I overdid it. Overdone. थोड़ा सा कम कर लेते हैं. Yeah, and 0, 1 and 2, I think it should be double T at this point. Otherwise is not going good that much. So done. Let's stop. Print. Yes. Okay. Okay, I think this is not exactly double T, so it's not exactly. Let's reduce it a bit and just 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go with 2. Let's cross it. Okay, 1, 2, that is not doing that much in this sense. Oh, okay. So I need to shift the whole column by 1 tab. I think 1 tab should be enough. Okay, let's see. Yeah, 1 tab was enough. So yeah, now, okay, I think 1 tab was a bit too much then. I think I can decrease 1, 2. Yeah, 1, 2 here. Uh, okay, 1 tab was a bit too much, I think then. Whatever. So this is how the current board looks like right now. Let's go ahead and play with at the center. Then let's play at 1, 2. Let's play at it played like there. So let's play at 2, 0, no 2, 2, 0. And okay, it will be a draw at this point, I think. So 0, 1, then basically 2, 2. Yeah, it's a draw. Whatever. So did you like this game? Game is made. So done.
ভালো।
Any questions after all this?
দাঁড়া একবার প্রোগ্রামিংটা করতে হবে তারপর জিজ্ঞেস করবো।
Okay. Dudika, कोई क्वेश्चन है? ये बोल सकती हो?
Not yet.
Okay. So the parts where you guys still might have doubt will be probably in these particular questions, like sorry, functions where get computers move simple this thing. Oh, by the way, remember as I hover, whatever I wrote in the doc string, the editor will be reading it from there. Okay, so try to use triple quotes like this. So just another thing I always repeat, but I'm just saying it again. Do it like this, it will look good. That's it. Now I'm just going to basically have git add dot get commit. So basically added the Tic-Tac-Toe game. Then I'm going to basically push it out to GitHub. And after all this, then in the next class, we shall be hopefully doing the alpha beta pruning. Okay, if we get time, we will be doing the alpha beta pruning, which is a machine learning algorithm, and we won't be using this simple if else types statements. Okay, so this is where the class ends. If you have doubts from previous class, you can go on. I shall be stopping the stream right now. So let's stop the stream. Yeah. Where is my, okay, where is my YouTube for the stream? Okay, let's see. Okay, the stream was going on, right? So I don't know why. Yeah, it is going on.